This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates.
Mason, I have one rule for when wearing a watch.
What is that rule, James?
It has to have it has to look and feel good. Let me tell you that much.
Yes.
It has to have
Great, that's the one rule.
Did I say one rule?
You said one rule.
No, sorry. There's a lot of ands in the rule.
Oh, it's got a lot of sub-clauses,
Yeah.
this rule. Okay, right.
And it also has to have like a sleek minimalist design.
Terrific, done. Let's move on.
And it has to be reasonably priced to the point where it starts at $95. Exactly.
That's very specific.
Well, look, that's...
Is that why you haven't worn a watch at all up until this point?
That is absolutely why.
You just come up to me at random intervals throughout the day. You're like, what's the time? What's the time, man?
But yeah, the reason I bring this up, Mason, is because our sponsor this week, as you know, is Movement Watches. And what they're all about is all those things I said just by pure coincidence.
Huh.
Yeah. You've got one. What do you think of it?
I've got many, actually.
Yeah.
I just bought a new pair of sunglasses because I have sunglasses
they
too.
also do sunglasses. Is mine. It's on my desk. It's ready to be worn, Mason.
Very good. In case you need to leap out of your man cave chair and go into action.
Regular room chair, yes. We are actually in a new room this week, aren't we? Maybe who cares?
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great, yeah.
But
I'm a big fan.
It's actually started, these two broke college kids were sick of paying premium prices for
Frosh
watches.
and Josh, is
Frosh
that them?
and Josh, I think we believe were their names, yeah. And so they decided to create their own watch company. So the idea is the reason they're from $95 when you're looking to pay for about $400 to $500 for one, normally of that same quality, is because there's no middleman.
Correct.
You don't need to go through a man in a store and stand there awkwardly and he's like, well, we have this one as well. And you have to be like, oh, no, I'll talk to this guy. I'm sick of his shit.
Do you want our extended warranty? It's only $100 more dollars.
I mean, who's ever smashed a watch to pieces? And if you smash a watch, just get another watch. And you could for $95, Mason. That's quite reasonable. Not that these could be smashed. I'm going to say it, Mason.
You're saying that's
they're
unsmashable.
Completely smash-proof.
You should prove it right now.
Oh, Mason, I'd love to. We don't have time, though.
Okay, right. I was going to say you could put a little sound effect in the smash it.
I could, yeah. But they're probably not smash-proof. I should point that out. But they are really high quality. They've sold over 1 million watches worldwide in 160.
They've done over 100. They've done over 1 million doxings. Is that what you were saying?
That's what I'm saying.
They've revealed everyone's identities
in over 160 countries, and you can actually get 15% off any watch or pair of sunglasses. Like you said, they're great sunglasses with also very reasonably priced. They're way less than the premium brands.
And if you
and this is a premium brand, I should say also.
Yeah, if you go down, they're great. And if you look at their this is what I did just the other day. Is if you go down all the ones and you like the look of one, but it's sold out, you can click the little thing, put in your email address, and they let you know when it comes back in stock, which is what I did. And I got a cool new pair of sunglasses that I liked.
Fantastic.
I had my eyes on, and now I've got my eyes in.
Oh, great stuff. Mason, if you want 15% off, though, I hope you used our offer
I did,
code.
yeah.
Excellent. With free shipping and free returns, perhaps if you smash it. I don't know their smash policy.
There's a 2-year warranty.
Okay, there you go. Excellent, thank you.
I don't know if it covers smashing. It probably doesn't. Just to be clear, from a legal standpoint, it probably doesn't cover deliberate smashing to make some sort of point on a podcast, all right?
But you can get that 15% off by going to mvmt.com/weeklyplanet. Many watch compliments. And have you had any sunglasses compliments?
I have had sunglasses compliments, but I definitely get watch compliments all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop bragging, mate.
They think they're more expensive than they are, but they're not.
Well, now is the time to...
Do you give it away? If somebody says, hey, man, what do you do if somebody's likes your look? If they're like, hey, man, nice watch, do you go, oh, it was a cheap watch, I didn't spend a lot of... Or are you like, yeah...
I say, shut up. None of your business. Nice. That's what I say.
Wow, the rare third option.
That's right.
Of immediate aggression towards a compliment. I love it.
Yeah, no, you know what? Because we have sponsored T-shirts, Mac Weldon and watches. I normally say, yeah, it's this because we do them for the podcast. That's probably what I say. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It happens too often, Mason, for me to recall correctly.
I understand.
Yeah. Now's the time to step up your watch game. That's mvmt.com/weeklyplanet. Join the movement. I have to say that. What do you want from me, Mason?
Probably say it. Do your job. You got one job.
Red hot comic book movie news, shooting up your butthole. The Weekly Planet, the Weekly Planet.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. My name is James Wilson, and as Mr. Sunday, with me as always is my cousin Nick Mason.
I'm here. We're in the new man cave.
It's a regular room. It's more regular room than the last one.
Oh, because the last one was more dank, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is very sunny. It's real hot. I don't like it.
Do you think it's going to change our attitude towards things? Do you think we're going to be more positive because there's more sun coming through, more light and shade?
That's definitely potential.
Do you think we'll be more nuanced on the podcast?
I think the sound quality is worse because there's floorboards, so it's more of an echo.
That's true.
I think that's definitely going to be a factor. Mm-hmm. We're in the process of moving towards a little studio space, though, which will happen anytime between now and 4 years from now.
Very good.
So get excited. So yeah.
So if you're loving the audio quality at this particular moment,
settle in
for maybe 4 years of this.
Yeah, if you don't like it, probably now's the time to...
and James, settle in for 4 years of fixing it in post.
Yeah, that's right.
But not quite enough.
Not quite enough, yeah. Just up top, Mason, there's a few things that we both went on. Mm-hmm. First up, I went on an episode of Gamey Game.
Yeah.
Over at Stupid Old Studios, Evan hosts a video game show. It was myself, Evan, Jess Perkins from Do Go On, and Mark from Bloody Auntie Donna.
Very nice.
We talk about all the latest video game news, including Battlefront 2, and also there's 3 Battlefront 2 codes that they're giving away to people who watch, and
goodness.
You find out for bloody details there. I'll link that below. And we give all our Battlefront 2 thoughts. Let me tell you, it's not positive, Mason.
You can get a Battlefront 2 code and download a game for free.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah, EA gave me some.
And then the rest of the game is free forever, correct?
Right.
What a bargain.
They keep switching it. Anyway, we talk about it on... we'll talk about it.
Now, is that on YouTube or is that on...
That's on YouTube, yeah.
Okay,
I'll link it below. So,
okay,
yeah,
great.
I'm in person, Mason, which is your favourite type of me, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Very personal.
Because you don't listen to the show, do you?
This show.
You never hear me. You only see me do the show. This
yes. But I can literally hear you now.
What have you been on, Mason?
Oh, I was on an episode of the
dummy.
podcast Internet Hate Machine with my friends Beck and Chris. They're also from Stupid Old
they
Studios. And every 10 episodes they have a guest. And so I was lucky enough to be the third guest. Previous guests, Lucy Valentine, who's a very funny Twitterer. And prior to that, household name Waleed Ali. So no pressure there.
Jesus, Mason, you are not in that league.
Thank you. Anyway, we talked about the internet. We talked about bloody politics. I got a bloody all sorts of stuff. Anyway, I had a fun time.
Did you have some bones to pick?
I had many bones to pick.
Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
with our government.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm fine with everything they always do, Mason. Just saying.
All right.
Get me on.
Okay. Terrific.
And lastly, it's Steele Saunders. We did a podcast with him called I Love Green Guide Letters, which is one of the many podcasts he does.
That's right. Yeah.
Where we talk about people who... The premise is people write complaint letters to like the television section of the newspaper, and then you make fun of them.
That's precisely.
Yeah, So that's we recorded that when he was in the country about a month or so ago.
But let me tell you,
It's
the letters.
evergreen.
It's evergreen.
Yeah, it
the letters
doesn't-
are evergreen. So
We didn't know what they were talking about when we read them out then.
I can't remember what they were now. But it was
great.
fun.
It's a fun show, yeah, and Still's a good dude. So those are all linked below, Mason. This is not linked below, but I hope you've seen it. Incredibles teaser trailer 2.
I did see that.
Did you link below it to see it? Did you see it?
I did see it.
And?
Looks fun.
It does look
I mean, we
fun.
don't see very much of it. And I mean, many years later, the Incredibles family discover that Jack has superpowers.
Not many years later, Mason. It's
Immediately. Oh, I guess
it's
that's
in
true.
the first film.
I guess that's true,
You
yeah.
dope.
No, but they didn't know, did
Yes, they did.
Oh, they
Because
did?
He attacks Syndrome at the end.
I'm thinking of something else.
You're thinking of a Fantastic
I'm thinking of
Four.
Jack Attack, which is the babysitter.
Yeah, that's
The-
also where it shows he has powers.
Yeah.
Because that babysitter's short clip thing takes place during The Incredibles.
That's right, yeah.
You've never even seen The Incredibles.
It's been a long time since I've seen The Incredibles. I won't
I
lie to you.
watched it probably within the last 6 months. It's still great. It's
Yeah, good.
really good. Yeah. It was 2004, I think.
Yeah.
I remember I bought the first one not having seen it on DVD.
Oh, taking a punt.
I took a bloody punt.
Wow.
That was at the point where Pixar could not really take a step wrong. And also it was superheroes. So I'm like, well, this is a sure thing. And it is. It might be my favorite. I don't know.
It is my favorite. I mean, despite the fact that, as I've demonstrated, I don't remember anything about it, but it's very good.
It is very well. People also say it's the best Fantastic Four movie, which it is by many margins.
Country Mile.
Yeah, but yeah, I also like a teaser that's not not a clip from the clips from the movie. I like a standalone teaser.
Yeah, right.
You a fan of that as well?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not giving anything away, Mason. Mm-hmm. Bloody buzzes his hair off. What do you want? What else do you want, Mason?
That's all I want.
That's all you want?
Yeah.
Well, then you're in luck. It would have been a fun thing for you. This other trailer, though, I'm not sure that you would have liked it as much. I'm curious to get your thoughts. Rampage.
Oh, yes. Again, based on a video game.
Yeah.
I guess...
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson saying he's going to save the video game to movie adaptation.
Did he say that?
Something to that effect.
Wow.
If anyone can do it, let me tell you, he might. Because he also did Baywatch.
I mean, he won't. But based on this trailer we've just seen, he won't.
I'm confused because my understanding of Rampage, on which I had the Atari Lynx version, was that people turned into these monsters.
They did. That's
So
true.
is he going to turn into a monster? I want to. Okay, if we get a building-sized Dwayne Johnson fighting a gorilla,
Yeah.
come on.
That would be excellent. Wouldn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah. Okay, all right. But I feel that this was a full trailer, right?
Yeah,
And when is this coming out? Do we know?
probably mid-year.
Right. If they I feel if they give us another trailer and that happens in the movie, we'll see that in the movie, and that's going to ruin it.
So if they are doing it, don't show it.
Yeah.
But that's how they're going to get people in.
Yeah.
So they will show it.
So they will show it, which is going to ruin the surprise. Yeah. It's no fun. But again, I'm not going to see it if that doesn't happen. So you're in a bind, movie studio.
It's a real giant man Civil War situation, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they had enough going on in Civil War to be able to not show that.
Yes.
And keep that surprise. But I don't think they won't. If this is a thing, this thing that I made up, then they'll definitely show it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you like the game?
I've enjoyed it in the past, sure.
It's pretty repetitive. Weird one to pick, I guess. It's also, the gorilla's not that big.
No, he's only like 30 feet tall or something.
Only 30 feet.
Yeah. We've seen bigger.
Why even bother?
Yeah, this year we've seen bigger.
This year we've seen bigger.
And he's going to be King Kong's going to be even bigger next year.
Correct. It's more kind of Mighty Joe Young size. Oh, a bit bigger than that. But so there's what are the monsters? There's a giant crocodile or lizard. There's a
giant wolf.
and there's a gorilla.
Mm-hmm. And I think in the sequels there's some other stuff. But
Yeah, and they're mates.
It seems that way. It seems like in the games they're having a bit of friendly competition.
Yeah, right.
To see who can smash the most buildings.
Who can rampage the most?
But I think in this...
Claire, we can see you creeping around outside the
Stop
podcast
creeping around,
studio,
Claire.
I'm measuring up to put furniture in.
Wow.
In my own house.
Yeah,
Can you believe it?
You've been told. Now I've lost my train of thought about a movie I'm never going to see.
Oh, we're seeing it.
All right. I think in this, isn't the gorilla's going to be the good guy, right?
I assume so.
They're gonna play him off each other, which I don't know. I don't know if I like that.
You don't like that a wolf is better than that is more evil than a gorilla in the
I
animal
don't like
kingdom?
that at all. Yeah.
Do you think a wolf? Okay, if a wolf and a gorilla were the same size, who wins that fight?
Gorilla.
Yeah, gorilla's got hands as well.
Yeah,
You know, wolf doesn't have hands.
that's true.
Wolf does not have hands, Mason. I need you to remember that.
Okay.
Write it down.
Just for emergency situations. I'm in a burning building and I'm like, oh, I got to remember the thing that James said. And I get the card out. It just says, wolf does not have hands.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, do you think they're going to end? I don't think they're going to end up killing any of these creatures. No, you know what? They'll probably kill the crocodile. Because you can kill a crocodile because it's got like a lizard face.
That's true. You can't kill a dog in a movie.
No, you certainly can't.
kill. How many wolves did Liam Neeson kill in Wolf Fight? Did he kill any of them?
It kind of happens at the end and you don't really see it.
Yeah,
I think he kills one. But there's probably others killed during the film. That's a great film.
Liam Neeson's Wolf Fight.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, don't go in expecting wolf fights because there's very little wolf fights. But
Wow, that is misleading on a drive level.
yes, it is. But also, bearing in mind, it's not called wolf fight. That's what we call it. It's called The Grey. But it's more about kind of. Have you seen it?
No.
It's more about like the acceptance of death and.
Oh wow.
And yeah, it's great. It's really good. Yeah. All right, what else we got here? Anyway, Rampage will not be good because it was by the director of San Andreas. So, but it's weird that this is a genre of film that I'm okay with, but a building falling down on its own, no thank you.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And also, the genre of film is films with The Rock, where buildings are falling down by the same director.
Yes, that's right.
But different things are causing it. What if that becomes what if comic book movies fall by the wayside and the new genre becomes movies with The Rock directed by that guy and it's about buildings falling down, but different things are causing it.
Different things, yeah.
What do you think else could be causing it?
That's a good question.
Maybe
syphilis?
Syphilis could be causing it. Space invaders.
Space Invaders, definitely. Well, we kind of had that with
Battleship.
That, yeah, and
Pixels.
that Pixels one, yeah. That could have been something.
No, it couldn't have.
Yes, it could. Have you seen the short film? If you don't put Kevin James as the president and Adam Sandler as his schlubby friend who just can't get it together, that could have been something.
Okay, but you have to take out a lot of other stuff, surely.
Oh yeah, definitely. I haven't seen it.
So if it's a different movie, it would be a better movie, is what you're
I
saying.
think the premise is sound.
Okay. I don't. But
Oh,
all right.
agree to agree, Mason. We both agree.
I think what this has taught us is you are very lenient on some very bad films.
And I think you're a bad sport, Mason.
Yep, that is true.
Do you want the average comic book movie news or the good comic book movie news?
Let's start with good comic book movie news and then move to average, so we're in a bad mood for the next segment.
Oh, mate, that'll actually, yeah, perfect. James Franco is going to star as Multiple Man in a Fox X-Men movie spin-off.
That sounds fun.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
One of your favorite characters?
Yes,
What do
James
you-
Franco.
Yes. What do you've talked about it a few times, but what do you love about Multiple Man that they kind of messed up on in X-Men 3? With
Give him an actual character. That's good.
Sure, that's definitely a part of it.
backstory,
Yep,
something interesting
backstory,
about
yep.
him. So for anybody who doesn't know, there was a series called X Factor.
Yep.
Where he runs a detective agency called X Factor Investigations,
Mm-hmm.
and he can become multiple versions of himself.
Yes.
Which is pretty fun.
That's interesting in itself, but what they do with it is more interesting.
Yeah, so
Interesting,
when he can split off a version of himself to go off and do whatever reconnaissance or a fight or what have you, and when they
you could train up a Tamagotchi.
you could train up a Tamagotchi for years and years, and then when the characters recombine, the original Jamie Madrox gets all their knowledge and all their memories and all their skills.
Is he one guy at his core?
Yes.
Like there's the main one. If you kill that one, it's all over.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's stakes then.
Yes, but there have been any number of fake outs through the years where they're like, that was definitely him and he definitely died. He sacrificed himself forever and he saved us. And then like 6 months later, they're like, oh no, it's just a duplicate. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
He's fine.
There's a character like there's Multi-Kate in Invincible as well.
That's right, yeah.
Which is a similar power set. But no, I think this could be really good.
And I wonder if they're going to go with the detective agency version or they're just going to be like...
I think they should.
They should.
I
I
don't
think
think
they
they should
should,
just
yeah.
go man in an X-Men suit or whatever they're going to do. Because he's sort of a villain sometimes, isn't he, as well?
What if it's like a noir? Like a... Because there's been some success with that, in the last decade or so. Brick.
LA Noir.
LA Noir, the game that nobody particularly likes, but it's
Yep.
getting a re-release on the Switch for some reason.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, but that's that is another way to break out of we're getting a little tired of superhero tropes. Make it film noir, and also he can split into multiple bodies. That's fun.
Correct.
Imagine if Sam Spade could have done that.
Who's Sam Spade?
He's a detective from the day.
Okay.
Imagine if Mike Hammer could have done that.
Who's that?
He's a detective from back in the day.
Okay, interesting.
Imagine if Mike Danger could have done that.
Who's that?
That's a version of Mike Hammer by the same author that was in a comic book, but he was in the future. I think we've discussed
We
that.
have discussed that.
The Techno Comics universe.
That's, with the Leonard Nimoy wrote the Space Dinosaurs one.
Space Dinosaurs,
We
yeah.
have definitely
Yeah.
spoken about that one.
Neil Gaiman's Steampunk Butler Robot Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I said the next part was average comic book news. It's fine. Which is what I said, I guess. And, Morbius The Living Vampire is going to looks like a comic book movie at Sony, who own the rights to that character.
Why not, hey?
Yeah, exactly.
What do they have left? Do you think
They've got all the Spider-Man spin-off characters.
I'm curious, but that's the thing. I'm curious as to why they've picked this one in particular.
Because vampires.
They're not even hot right now.
Yeah, you're right. You know what they need?
What's that?
A wolf with hands.
That'd be so good.
Like you're in a fight with a wolf and then he just starts choking you or just punching you.
But also you can have a superhero character who is a wolf. And then there'd be the moment, remember in Age of Ultron where like everything's falling to pieces and they're like, oh no, we're doomed or whatever. And then Scarlet Witch comes out the door and she's like, she's using her powers or whatever.
Sure.
She's joined the team,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What you want a dude in a burning building, right? And he can't be saved. And he looks at the card and says, what does it say? Wolf have no hands. And he's like, oh, I'm doomed. But then suddenly the door handle is turned and the door opens and there's Wolf with hands.
And just slings him over his shoulder.
Yeah, that's
and he's
right.
out of there.
Yeah. Leads him by the hand out of the burning building. What are we talking about? I've forgotten.
Morbius. Interesting character.
Do you think? Yeah.
Somewhat.
I mean, he's not a real vampire.
No, he's a living vampire. It is a science experiment gone wrong.
And his name's Michael Morbius.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
That's fun.
So do you think that they have gone, okay, we don't know if vampire... Do you think they sort of chart the life cycle of various...
Yeah.
Like
Sony
ideas?
exclusively do things via spreadsheets. and-
Yeah, so maybe they're like,
profitability.
okay, listen, vampires have fallen out of vogue.
Yeah.
Like the dark universe failed. We're in a tailspin here. But vampires aren't going to come back till like 2030.
Sure.
Like they're not going to be cool till 2030. So do we wait till it's 2030 or do we just throw caution to the wind? We just put it out now.
That could potentially
I think
be
that's
it.
maybe
Maybe
it.
they're seeing a gap in the market.
Yeah.
They're thinking nobody's doing vampire movies.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
going to subvert the genre. We're going
Nice.
to bloody flip it on its head.
This ain't your daddy's Morbius, Michael Morbius, the living vampire. It's a cool version. We're not gonna give him the red disco collar.
No. Yeah.
He's gonna have a alt-right haircut instead.
What a world.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think he's an okay character. I don't know whether
guess.
Yeah, we'll see how Venom goes, and
Yeah.
because I think they're just building this universe of anti-heroes, it seems. So
Ah,
that's what this is. Yeah. Hey, remember how we said Lord of the Rings was getting a TV series?
you think they're putting together some kind of Suicide Squad?
Yeah, probably.
Great,
Almost certainly.
terrific.
That was a fun movie, wasn't it?
No,
It's like that universe goes from strength to strength. That's what
No.
I like about it.
no.
Like every time we get news or every time a movie comes out, things get boosted in a big way. Box office numbers exceed expectations.
No,
No?
disagree.
Okay. Yeah, remember
What
we
do you
talked...
ask?
Oh, no reason. I just want to talk about Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah,
Lord of the Rings, the television series, will go ahead, but it's going to precede the events of the films. So a prequel to the prequel. Unless it's set between The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Where's the Silmarillion set again? Is that in the past?
I think it's set in Who Gives a Fuck.
Oh, mate. Now that's controversial.
Well, do you think anything other than that?
I should read the Silmarillion. People say
Why?
that's the best
You
one.
haven't read the other ones either.
No,
I've read
it's
The
true.
Hobbit, yeah.
But they say it's the best one. I have read The Hobbit.
I've heard it's boring also.
Oh, great then.
Yeah.
What do you think they're going to do with this? Do you think it's time for original content in the? How much original content is there in the
There's quite a
Tolkien
lot.
universe?
There's quite a lot, yeah.
Is it out of copyright?
No, it's the Tolkien estate has it.
Okay, right.
Yeah, yeah.
But they just let people do whatever they want, or what?
Well, not anybody.
Okay.
I mean, Amazon in this case. So,
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
But are there original novels set in that universe that are officially licensed or
I
anything?
think some of them were finished by his son, but I think that's the extent.
I see, right,
extent
okay,
of it, yeah.
right. So maybe it's time for original Hobbit content.
Yeah, maybe.
Hobbitent.
I mean, they can, because if it's a TV series, they can do whatever. I mean, it's like Shadow of War. Like,
Yeah, right,
It's
uh-huh.
not. It's sort of set in the continuity, but it takes a lot of liberties, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of what are they called? Orcs that are like, I see you again. Ah! You play that game, right?
Sure, right.
Yeah.
Whereas in the movies and the books, orcs had notoriously short memories. They're like, "Who are you again? Ah, are we friends? Ah, an axe in my face."
Yeah, I haven't played that second game yet.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it's just.
You're too busy with Battlefront 2.
I'm done with Battlefront 2.
Oh well.
Yeah, man. Anyway, I'm going on Filthy Casual this week. And I'm going to talk about. I'd like to get into it, but I don't want to. I won't repeat myself. Also, I don't really know what I'm going to say. I'm just going to.
You're going to go off script.
I'm going to go blood. We also talk about a gamey game
Nice.
at great length. Mason, you know how Fantastic Beasts is getting a sequel?
There's
first one was-
something Grindelwald something.
Yeah, the first one was called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. This one's called Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. That didn't seem like too. They did not think through the main title to these films. They were going to be called like Fantastic Beasts, something irrelevant. Like
Yeah,
that's
true,
directly
yeah.
after.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Come on.
They could just call it Harry Potter Universe. I think they would get more. They would get more
I think
money,
so,
surely,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, definitely. What could they call it? I'm trying to think. I don't know. But they're shoehorning in 'cause
Fantastic Beasts. Pretend Johnny Depp isn't the main character in
Oh,
this.
what have they done?
Unless it's young Grindelwald.
No,
and it's
it
not
is young Grindelwald and it is Johnny Depp. They released a
Oh.
picture. And young Dumbledore is, what's his name? Jude Law. And he looks great.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what I watched the other day?
Does he have a beard?
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched Alfie the other day, the Jude Law version.
I remember that, yeah.
More depressing than I remember it being. It's like 10 minutes of him being a lad about town.
Yep.
And then it's like an hour and a half of him going,
Yeah, right.
so
I'll be low forever and my balls don't work. Is that what happened in that movie?
pretty much, yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, I liked the last one. The only thing I don't like about this is Johnny Depp. They should have kept Colin Farrell.
Yeah, right.
Because he was good
Yeah.
and sinister, and he does the haircut better.
And there's nothing thus far that is very problematic about him.
Yeah, correct. Thus far.
Thus far.
Yeah.
I've decided we should institute a new segment on the show because if we have to keep addressing this every week, it's going to be a real nightmare.
Yeah.
So I've decided to create an intermittent new segment called Who Are We Going to Put in the Bin this week?
Okay.
Louis C.K.
boom,
We missed him
boom.
last week.
In
He's
the
going in
bin,
the bin,
mate.
which is a shame because I like a lot of his
Yeah,
work.
me too, yeah.
But he's going in the bin. There we go. Segment's
Anyone
over.
else? Someone else is probably in the bin.
Al Franken, Senator Al Franken,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
going in the bin.
That's fine.
Okay. Well, all right.
Yeah.
It's disappointing. Anyway, they're all going in the bin.
That's a big ass bin.
Yeah. We're going to need a
Or it's
bigger
real,
bin.
Yeah, or it's a real small bin and they're just wedged
It's
in
one of
there.
those smart bins that compacts down.
Oh, excellent.
So it's going to need to do a lot of compacting. Yeah.
Very good. Anyway, yeah, I am kind of
I'll see another
looking
one.
forward to this. Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to if Depp's involved.
No.
But I like the last Fantastic
Me too.
Beasts
I thought
because it
some good
was
ideas.
adults in the Harry Potter universe who seem to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate much more.
Yeah, and I liked Eddie Redmayne in it as well.
Me
I didn't
too.
think I would, but
Yeah.
I loved his case when he goes into his case.
Yeah.
It's got a little magical world in there.
I loved his waistcoat.
Oh,
Yes.
It's very Doctor Who, that whole
Yeah,
get up.
it
isn't
sure
it?
is, yeah. Uh-huh.
There's a Deadpool 2 trailer. We've actually done a trailer breakdown, Mason. I'm not sure
yeah.
if it's up just yet. Ben's working on it at the moment, but it'll be up soon.
It's on the YouTubes.
We talk about it there. In summary, Mason gives it a 7 out of 10, and I give it a 100 out of 110.
Seems about the same.
Is it?
I can't do the maths in my head.
It was fine.
You've assumed that based on our reactions to it earlier. I thought
don't
it was
actually-
fun.
Yeah, I know. It was-
Again, if you don't know who Bob Ross is,
Yeah.
some of it might be wasted on you.
Mason also may have uncovered a little secret about the villain.
That's right.
A thing that everybody, including me, have missed potentially.
But also that everybody already knew, I think.
Oh, maybe, yeah, but
Weren't there news articles about it?
there was, but I don't think anybody pointed it out. Look,
But there's-
I don't watch other trailer
Yeah,
breakdowns.
but there's
so
a
I don't know.
moment where he's Bob
Don't
Ro-
spoil it, Mason.
Oh, we're saving it for the video.
Save it for the video.
Oh, okay, right. I think last time we saved it for the video, people were like, why didn't you talk about the trailer?
Fine, say I don't give a fuck.
All right. Well, what? Anyway, in the trailer, he's Bob Rossing about, and he's got his beautiful mountain landscape or what have you, and then he looks back and there's a big red blob on it, and he's like, oh, and he drops his paints. And I saw in the Rorschach blob of that, I thought that was maybe the big villain of the movie. Anyway, it looks fun, and I think they're going to have more. I don't think the novelty's going to run out.
I hope not.
Just because Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds.
You've had trouble with saying Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
I think we both do.
he's a gosh darned charming treasure.
Did you say he's a Canadian legend?
Yes.
Okay. Super Mario Brothers is getting a animated movie by Illumination Studio, who did Despicable Me, Secret Life of Pets, and Sing, all of which are probably fine movies. I remember liking Despicable Me. Didn't see Secret Life of Pets because they look shit. And Sing, I don't want to watch a show about a koala running a fucking singing competition. No, thank you.
Is
Mason.
he a koala with an Australian accent?
Yes. I think, oh, maybe not. I don't know.
Oh.
It's Matthew McConaughey, the koala. Yeah.
Oh boy.
But it's like, what if you're a pig and you're at home, but you want to be a singer? What if that, Mason? Can you imagine?
I cannot imagine that. That's why we have to see it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a leap of faith. Stretch? No, not a leap of faith. A stretch of it's a bit of
Armstrong. It's a stretch of Armstrong.
Yeah, yeah. But what do you think of that? I mean, they've been notorious. Nintendo have been notoriously tight-fisted. About
Yeah,
letting
all
go
we've
their-
had is that weird cartoon in the 80s or 90s or whatever it was. Do you remember that?
I remember
and
that.
it had some live action bits in it.
Yeah, it had that actor died. The guy's name's Mario.
Lou
And
Ferrigno.
whatnot. But yeah. But bloody hell.
And of course, the wonderful Super
live
Mario
action
Brothers movie.
So it's actually happening. I'm not sure it's the best studio to do it, but why not?
Is this going to be in the classic style of like modern Mario, where his little body and big head?
Yeah, I think so. I think they'll probably do whatever the latest Mario game, Odyssey. I think they'll just do that kind of look.
Okay.
Do you think it will break the video game curse?
No.
What if they Wreck-It Ralph it?
Still no.
What if they Rampage it?
Absolutely not.
What if they Assassin's Creed it?
Definitely not.
What if Warcraft?
Oh, unless it's got a Kanye track, like that's the
I still haven't watched that.
Yeah, no,
that
neither
movie.
have I.
Yeah. Is it
Can't
on
have-
Netflix?
No.
And then I can't watch it.
Yeah.
Great. All right, before we get into our Justice League talk, Mason, we got to get into some Batman rumors.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
Bat rumors.
Oh, Schrodinger's Batman. He's
Yeah,
back.
mate, he's
Is
back.
he in or is he out?
He's back or he's not back. Who knows? So reportedly, Ben Affleck could be recast as the Batman with Jake Gyllenhaal stepping into the role. He even mentioned in an interview that he's looking for a graceful way to exit.
A cool way,
Or-
he said.
He should say, I'm looking for a way to quit.
Yeah,
That's
right.
probably what he should have said.
Yeah.
And the idea is that it's going to be that in the follow-up film with directed by Matt Reeves, who's done the Apes, 2 of the Apes movies, that it will be a follow-up, and there'll be less emphasis on age. So it's just like Batman's Jake Gyllenhaal, he's 35.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so which I think is probably I wouldn't mind doing a swap out for Nightwing. I think that would be interesting.
Same, yeah.
But I also understand why, because I think immediately when they cast Ben Affleck, I think Ben Affleck was fine as Batman. I think he's good as Batman, except in Justice League, where he's not very good in a lot of it.
Yep.
But
And he doesn't want to be there.
and he clearly doesn't want to be there. But I think they painted themselves into a corner in a way by making him as old as he is.
Yeah,
I
true.
think they've limited the character and they've limited the universe. In some ways, it makes it more interesting, but they could have done 10 years in as opposed to 20.
Yeah. I mean, it makes it interesting, and they needed a point of difference for Marvel, and they were like, well, why not make it a well-established universe? And I think that's interesting. And for people who are big comic book fans, I thought that is a really good way to go. It's because we don't necessarily need to see all the origins of all the characters if we know them already. We don't, it'd be fun to see sometimes, but also give us something new. You know, sometimes I get sick of constant reboots and constant, well, let's keep it at the status quo forever.
Yeah, right.
So it would have been nice to see in the movies just to have them go, yeah, you know what, Batman's going to quit, Nightwing's going to take over.
Yeah.
But also I think they could do that, and for the most part, nobody would notice.
Just swap him out, no one knows.
No, I think if they had a scene in the next thing where he retires and then Jake Gyllenhaal, who is Nightwing, takes over, I think by the next one, people would have forgotten. Just dress him in
Yes.
somewhat similar clothing
Yeah, I
and
completely
have him
agree.
live in Wayne Manor and have
Alfred B's Butler.
and
yeah.
Ben Affleck goes to live in a remote mountain hideaway
Yeah.
or something. Nobody would notice any. Like, people would forget instantly.
I also understand why he would want out, because though people haven't been criticizing him, this universe has copped a lot of flack, and he's in this universe.
Yeah.
He's done 3 films now, and they have been critically panned in a massive way, and the fan response has been mixed. So he doesn't need the money, clearly. He doesn't need the headache of every interview he's in forever, people asking about this universe that he hates.
Yeah, right, exactly.
He's clearly not going to direct. Well, he's not directing the Batman.
Yeah.
There's been rumors about him leaving for like a year. He might still do it.
Yeah.
He could very well. I think also he's out of contract.
Yeah.
I
mean,
just don't see why he would
He's
do
been
it.
in since what? He's been in for like 5 years or something?
I think they announced it in, I want to say 2014.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
But he seems burnt. And
yeah.
also a lot of things have happened in his personal life.
Yeah.
That he's probably, that's taken its toll on him as well. Then there's also been some allegations, which he also addressed recently. Yeah, I don't think he's going to do it. I mean, he might, but what do you think?
No, he wants out.
Yeah.
I think he's out. What can they possibly offer him?
$50 million.
They could offer him that. That's true. They could offer him even more than that.
Yeah, I don't want to say definitively, but it's not looking...
Yeah.
I would rather him come back and hand it over.
Yeah.
I think that would be better.
I mean, would they be willing to give him $50 million to be bored Batman? Like, phoning it in Batman?
Yeah,
I don't think they
that's
would.
exactly right. Yeah. I'd imagine it seems taxing being in this universe, like whether you're a director or a producer or an actor, unless you're Wonder Woman or Aquaman, who just seems like he's having a fucking blast.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
I think it seems taxing, like the scrutiny that these films come under.
Yeah, true.
So, and he's kind of, he's the main star. So, yeah. All right, Mason. Justice League. Bloody Justice League. Do you mind if I start with some box office numbers?
Please. I got the sense.
Yeah.
I went on a Friday night at 9:15.
Yeah.
And there were 10 people in the audience.
And that's not including the 4 people you brought.
I didn't bring anyone.
It's not
Why
including
would-
them, I said.
Oh, okay, great. It certainly isn't.
But yeah, so it was supposed to open in the US anywhere between like 110 and 130 million. I think Thor Ragnarok did 124 or 134. It ended up at 96, which is not good.
No.
I think I said that it will definitely crack 100 even if it's bad. The first Justice League movie didn't make $100 million. And if you look at the numbers, Batman v Superman first week, 166.
Yep.
Suicide Squad's like 133. I think Man of Steel did 128 and Wonder Woman did, I think, 111. The Justice League movie did the worst of all the films. That's crazy.
But it's completely understandable.
Yeah, it is.
Notwithstanding whatever the quality of the movie is that we'll talk about in a moment, the fact that we've been burned so many times as audiences by this franchise.
Yes.
Completely understandable. It's a similar vein to like, well, maybe the next Transformers movie will be good because it's got a different director and different producers and what have you, and they're going to take a different stab at it. People aren't going to see it but they've been burned so many times. They're just like, oh, actually, maybe I won't.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It did better internationally.
Okay.
So the thing about this is, though, reportedly it cost $300 million to make because of reshoots, which we'll talk about. That's so, and for the way it looks, that's inexcusable. That's
oh boy.
Yeah, but I mean, some of the shots look. It's
one of the shots looks good.
There's wild fluctuations in terms of special effects quality, and I don't think that's down to the special effects people. I mean, anyway, we'll talk about it. And also, critics don't really like it, but at the same time, again, we talked about it last week. The critics' reviews were very positive. Rotten Tomatoes held off on releasing the score, which is poor form. Like I don't rail against Rotten Tomatoes because they're an aggregate, but when they hold back the score, and also Warner Brothers have a stake in that company. And also, it looks like...
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And the
you
reason...
probably mentioned it multiple times, but I did not know.
And the fact that they held it back so they've got this Rotten Tomatoes web show where they go through some of the reviews and be like, hey, what's going on? And then let me tell you, like, this it's a hot box office topic and whatever. And then at the end, they're like, 42% or whatever.
Right.
Like, no one gives a shit about this. Like, I understand you want to have a web show, but don't hold the scores hostage. And also, after that came out, they still held the score for like a day.
Ooh.
So... that's not cool. Anyway, it didn't help, did it? Because it's still, I just think that's
also
not cool,
in many ways. If you've watched a movie that you think is bad, you don't need Rotten Tomatoes. You don't have to. You don't text your friend and go, "Hey, check out Rotten Tomatoes. The score is bad."
Yeah.
You text them and go, "I watched a movie and it was bad," and then they go, "Oh, cool. I was thinking about seeing it, but I guess I won't now."
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we're going to go non-spoilers, then spoilers.
Yep.
I'll time code it in the bottom. Doesn't really matter if you haven't seen it. You could probably just listen to all of this.
There's not really any surprises in this movie.
I liked one of the post-credit scenes.
Okay.
But it's inconsequential.
There are surprises in terms of this makes an appearance.
Yeah.
But there's no surprises in terms of plot. Imagine what the plot of the Justice League, based on the previous movies, imagine what the plot of the Justice League movie is. It's that.
Yes.
Have you seen any of the trailers? It's that.
Yes, correct.
There's no twists, really.
There's zero turns.
There's zero turns.
Now, this is not a well-made film or coherent, and it's mostly not acted very well. The CGI is bad. Some characterizations I liked, but a lot I didn't. But I had fun in this film.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was very kind of... I don't know. I think I just like the positive vibe of it. I think the Superman parts...
Do you mean the plasticky vibe of it?
Yeah, sure.
Do you mean the floaty, surreal vibe?
That's not the thing. I don't know what it is. We'll get into it. But you obviously hated it.
I hated it.
Yeah.
Look, just to be clear, I think it's as bad, if not worse, than Batman v Superman.
Wow.
And I went in. I didn't watch your review.
Yep.
I didn't read any reviews, but I did see assorted headlines, and I think I saw an exactly equal mix of this is great, this is bad, this is a mess, this is fine, etc.
Yeah.
So I think I went in like, this could go any particular way, and it was bad.
I mean, the opening scene
Is bad,
is
correct.
very bad. Like we can spoil the opening scene, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Look, and a lot of people have said to me, "Oh my god!" They haven't said to me. Nobody speaks to me, but people on Twitter have said, "Oh my god, it's just like the comic books." This is
there's
just
elements of it.
Well, this is just out. This is like out of the New 52. And
Yeah.
I'm like, nobody liked the New 52.
I like the Justice League New 52. Yeah, I didn't like the version of Superman so
No,
much, but
yeah.
I like that story, the
Yeah.
initial run. Yeah. Sorry.
No, that's all right. What are we talking about? The first scene.
But yeah, so the first scene, I guess this is a minor spoiler, but it's cell phone footage of Superman in a very bright blue suit.
I was thinking of something else. I'd forgotten.
Okay. And it's a kid interviewing for a podcast.
Yep.
And
he's holding his phone in portrait mode.
Which is very irritating. And it's Superman talking about the S on his chest and how it means hope, but also it means a river or whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And his face has clearly been digitally altered to remove his mustache, and it looks horrendous.
Quick side note: if nobody knows the backstory to this, they filmed Justice League. Then he was cast as the villain in Mission Impossible 6, where he grew a mustache for that. Then they had to do reshoots on Justice League, but the Paramount contract said that he had to have a mustache at all times, so you cannot shave the mustache. Yep. And then presumably Warner Brothers lawyers went, he will absolutely shave the mustache. And then there was a protracted legal battle, I assume, between two lawyers that hated each other. And so the actual solution was to spend literally millions of dollars to digitally remove his mustache.
Yes.
And it's very noticeable. Not all the time, but certainly at the start.
When they have done it, you'd notice.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah. I think there's two scenes in particular that stood out for me.
Yeah.
And it's so close.
Yeah.
You know what they could have done for that cell phone footage? Because it's a kid interviewing Superman. The first bit, the kid's holding it and is excited and it moves around. And when he settles the camera, it's just on his chest.
Yeah.
And so you just have the conversation like that.
That'd be fun.
So it's like, the kid, it's a kid. So,
yeah, right, exactly.
He's so excited he does it, and he's just meeting Superman.
Yeah.
I think there are ways they could have handled that. And just from out the gate, I'm just like, oof.
Here's the thing, also out the gate.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people have said of this movie that this is the best characterization of Superman we've seen yet. And I think that might be true towards the end.
Yes.
But at the start, he just seems irritated at this kid. And when I think of Superman, I think of a character, he's the world's falling apart and he's run off his feet and he's got to keep saving the world over and over and over again. He's got no time to himself, but he always has time for someone kind of thing. And he'd be a little bit bemused, but he'd be happy to answer all these questions. He just seemed kind of irritated that this kid was asking dumb questions. He seemed kind of a little bit over it and kind of impatient.
Well, that's this character.
Yeah, and I'm like, this isn't.
No, I didn't get that sense.
Okay.
But I think also straight away you get the sense that they're trying to course correct in this film.
Yes.
Like you can't go back and say, oh no, Superman's a beacon of hope and everyone loved him or whatever. You showed in the previous film that was clearly not the case because half the planet hated him and thought he was a monster.
Yeah.
That's a plot point of Batman Superman. He has to go to court.
Yeah, right. That's right, yeah.
Because of all the buildings he accidentally knocked out.
And there's no missing time in which to go, okay, well, actually, in between this movie and this movie, he saved a whole bunch of people and the world was, the world's opinion was changed because he was killed. There's literally no time. And I think I said this a few weeks ago. I bet that they're just going to pretend a lot of the stuff in Batman Superman happened differently to the way it actually happened.
Well, that's
they
what they've done,
really have, yeah.
I mean, even the characterization of Batman, like he doesn't kill.
Yep.
Well, we killed Bugs, which is fine
Sure,
because
right.
that's the comic book version.
I mean, they're dead already, but as far as he knows,
yeah. Well, that's who knows.
It's up in the air.
But even like his attitude towards Superman, I mean, it did shift at the end of Batman v Superman. But even now, the major plot point of this is they want to try and get Superman back, and he's the one who's bang up for it.
Yeah,
he
right.
should be the one least up for it.
Yeah,
because he knows how dangerous he is. Because I just think he would also understand the ramifications of bringing somebody back from the dead because he's been fucking Batman for 20 years and he's probably seen that.
Yeah, he's probably seen, you would assume he's seen like Ra's al Ghul or Solomon Grundy or somebody who's come back and become a murderous lunatic.
Yeah.
An indestructible murderous lunatic.
He's also had a vision of the future with an evil Superman.
How did Superman become evil? Maybe he was brought back to life and he didn't particularly enjoy that. And also, his henchmen were a whole bunch of weird mosquito parademon creatures.
Correct.
This is the worst idea you've ever had, Batman. But no, and he even uses the same language he used. It's like he got hit in the head, and his personality
he did get hit in the head.
I mean, he got hit in the head so many times, but his personality got reversed, and then he's just like, if there's even a tiny chance that Superman can save us, we should bring him back from the dead.
The same guy who said if there's even a 1% chance that he's going to be,
we should kill him.
I'm going to murder him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a 1% chance that anybody can murder anybody.
That's
you
true.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh God. Yeah, there is. It's weird because I like
James. Look, I don't want to be the one to say it, but you should ask the question.
Oh, sorry.
Ask the question.
Oh
And
my God, I can't believe I
For
forgot.
purposes of this,
Mate, I'm just gonna put in my Melbourne as all in.
Oh, he's got a lanyard. Did you get any swag?
I got a swag. I got a Wonder Woman Funko Pop.
Great.
A packet of Pringles.
Oh, well, because they're themed, right? They're sponsored.
I don't know if mine were. I threw
What
them
flavor
out.
did you get?
I don't know. I threw them out.
Wow. You didn't get Batman barbecue?
I might have.
You didn't get Aquaman sea salt?
No, I might have. They
Wow.
were red. What's red?
That's original.
Yeah. So it would have been Superman. Bland. I love Superman. I don't mean that. But yeah, I actually got two because when I went up, they said you've got a friend coming.
Yeah.
But you had to work.
Yeah.
So I went yes, and I took it because I was going to make you wear it. But then I just found out that Claire threw it in the bin, and I went out to the bin to try and find it.
Oh, you're gonna make me wear it during the podcast.
Or at least attempt
Wow.
for you to wear it.
Wow.
It says Melbourne is all in, Mason.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Very. You know what I love about these things, and this was very much the case. The person who gets up and explains the movie at the start, it's like they've never seen a movie before.
Yeah, right.
They're reading off their phone. They're like, "Welcome to," she said, "Snack Snyder."
Nice.
Justice League film. The fifth film. It's a comic book world, and like.
Maybe she'd suffered some sort of personal tragedy immediately beforehand.
Look, all you get up and say, thanks for coming to the Justice League premiere. We really hope you enjoy the film.
Don't spoil anything.
Don't spoil
Goodbye.
anything when you leave. Also, they always say we have night vision cameras.
Yeah, right. I've
They-
never seen
they
it.
never do.
I've never seen
It's
it.
a lie.
Also, maybe she got hit in the head and it reversed her personality. Maybe she was the most incredible Warner Brothers spokesman ever. She got hit in the head on the way in and now she's like, oh, I don't know. Anyway, get the question out of the way.
Anyway, I should do it. I'll do it for all of their films.
Okay.
You don't even have to pay me. I'll do it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Mason, what did you think the story was?
Oh, no. You've asked me the question and I wasn't prepared for it. Hang on, I'll have to
I
do
can't
it.
believe of all films. This is
Yeah,
what I
right.
would ask you. on.
But Superman's dead, and
Yep.
everyone's sad for some reason, even though he's a menace. And then Batman saw a vision of the future in which Superman was going to kill everyone probably and destroy the world. So he's like, we better get the team together and fix. We'll get a team of superheroes. All right. Then there's mother boxes.
Mother
They're going to
boxes,
find the
I was
mother
gonna
boxes.
say.
Anyway, that's the plot of the movie.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Yeah. So they get together an Aquaman. They get
Yep.
together at the Flash, who runs like a man who's never run before in his
Yep.
life.
Maybe he was hit in the head and his personality
Very
changed.
possible.
Maybe he was a decathlon runner and he was hit in the head.
They get a Wonder Woman who's great.
She's pretty good.
Yeah,
I
and
like-
they got Cyborg who's fine, but there's plot points for that character that don't pay off at
He's
all.
got half a plot arc. That's more than most
Yeah,
characters
and
in
he,
this
and
movie.
he has been hit in the head.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitively.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Very hard.
Okay, what did you think about the additional characters to the Justice League? I mean, we've already seen these characters fleshed out in Batman v Superman.
Absolutely, we
in that
have.
email. It's not like you weren't familiar with them, Mason.
That's very true.
But what did you think about this? Like the introduction of these characters? A lot of people are mixed on Barry Allen. I was okay with him.
Hated him.
Okay,
Yeah.
why?
He's too comic reliefy.
Right.
They've gone too far the other way. They tried to course correct too far, I think.
Yeah. I think he was always supposed to be that, like even before they started. Because
Yeah.
this started filming directly after Batman Superman.
Yeah. Mhm.
So the script was done, and then they were like, oh no,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
oh no. So, but I think he was always supposed to be that. Yeah. This like, he's like us, but he's in the Justice League. He gets to ask all the questions and see
How
the bat
dare you.
signal and be like, hey, look, it's your signal, it's your bat signal.
Wouldn't you think that this character, if he gained incredible speed,
Yeah.
wouldn't he also be the kind of guy who would learn how to run most efficiently?
Yes.
Like he would go to YouTube probably
Yes.
and look at efficient running methods and
Yes.
he would do that. But he didn't.
He would also just do laps of the world until he got it right.
Yeah.
He trips maybe 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's going fast,
Sure.
but he shouldn't trip as much. But also, it's clear when he's running that everything is in slow motion for him,
Yeah.
but he still trips
That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it'd be like if you're walking slowly down the street.
and you trip.
tripped.
I mean, that happens, but it doesn't happen 4 times in the space of a day.
Right?
So I thought he was fine. So I'm just writing something down for later in the spoilers. What do we got here?
He's a little bit bazinga, but other than that.
Yeah, he is. People have said that. People have said he's he's Sheldon. They've just made. I don't watch that show, but that's a pretty crippling insult, I assume.
Isn't it though? Yeah.
Cyborg, I liked. because he's kind of like, he sees himself as a man who should be dead because he did essentially die and his dad rebuilt him with a mother box. Also, I thought there was going to be a plot point where he was a mother box.
Yeah,
I'm sure
briefly
they
I thought
said
that as
that.
well, but yeah, maybe
But
that's
I
maybe
think
that's
they even mentioned that.
maybe
Like,
that's reshoots.
yeah, it's possible. Yeah. I thought it was good.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't like the design. Like I settled on it, and I don't like it too much. It's
Okay.
a bit. That's okay.
I do like it.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's something I liked about this movie.
A design choice.
Yeah.
Who else is in it? What do you think of Aquaman?
I was also going to say I don't. The Flash in this movie has a better costume design than the version in the TV show.
I agree with that.
But it is wasted. He's always slouching and creeping and he's putting his little claws out and it's gross.
Skittering about.
And if he knew how to run, the suit would look incredible.
Yeah.
Is that a deliberate
I think it's deliberate.
character choice? It's terrible.
Yeah, it's no good. It's really evident at the end when you see him. He's got a big loping run.
Yeah, he just hurls his arms
Yeah.
forward. That's not how you run.
No, it's a man who's never
You hurl
ran.
your legs forward.
You hurl your legs forward. You go legs first.
That's
Everybody
right.
knows that.
Heel toe.
Heel toe. No, you don't.
No, that's something. That's walking in heels. That's walking in heels.
But yeah, I don't think. I don't know whether it's a choice that they made.
Yep.
But it seems like Ezra Miller has never run before.
Yeah.
And you'd think you'd pick somebody who can run.
Sure. Or in them giving them whatever months of physical training you give them for a movie like this, you
Yeah.
show them how to run.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Weird. Yeah. Real weird. I think what this review is going to be.
Why is he on the team? Surely there's another super speedster in this unit. In the last 20 years, surely there's another one.
Also, it's weird that
Get Jay Garrick. He's a better Flash.
He is. Nobody seems to know who anybody else is either. Like Batman turns up to the Flash's house and he goes, "I know you've got powers, but I don't know what they are."
You saw a video
Yeah, I
clip
know.
of him moving at super speed.
There's a suit that you see standing in his room that you said it's heat resistance and it's good.
You're
for-
the world's greatest detective.
You're the world's greatest
Figure
detective.
it out.
Yeah, exactly. And also, if you don't know what his powers are, why did you throw a batarang at his head?
Right?
I
yeah,
mean,
that's true.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I had fun with it.
Maybe he can blink from place to place unless there's metal approaching him at significant speed.
That's it. But I just thought that was so strange. Like when he goes to see Aquaman,
So it's a very sharp batarang.
it's a very sharp batarang.
Yeah.
Like Aquaman, and they're all outing each other all the time. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so
Wait, are we in spoilers yet?
okay, I'll wait. I'm
Yeah.
gonna write that down.
Okay.
Uh,
Anyway, this movie is clunky. What are we getting up to?
you know what is a good action sequence?
Yes.
There's a bit where Steppenwolf, who's a bad villain, goes to Themyscira.
Yeah.
And there's a chase sequence.
It's a chase sequence without a point. We'll get to that in spoilers.
But you didn't think it was visually spectacular?
I think it was
and well
visually
done?
quite interesting, yeah.
It was easily the best
He
action
punches some
sequence.
horses. That's
He does
fun.
punch some horses. Yeah.
Finally, what the DC universe has been missing.
Oh, some good old horse punching.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think this movie was funny at all?
I think it would have been funny if they hadn't put basically every joke in the trailers.
Yeah, there was a lot of that, yeah. I think Superman had some good lines.
Yeah, okay. All
Yeah.
right, yeah. But I think if the Flash and Bruce Wayne had gotten into the car and the Flash had said, "What are your superpowers again?" and he'd said, "I'm rich," and I hadn't seen that, I would have thought that was funny.
But you have seen it. You saw that last July.
Yeah, I saw that
Not
last
July of this year.
Yeah, the previous
year.
Yeah, I think that would have been funny, and you would have been like, "Oh, he's already exasperated with this kid."
Yeah.
that would have been a funny little turn. But again, we saw it years ago. We saw it in another lifetime. In
feels
lifetimes
like that,
gone
doesn't it?
by.
Yeah.
Seasons change.
Yeah, exactly.
And it wasn't surprising. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And to some extent, I shouldn't be criticizing a movie for going in and saying I wasn't surprised by a thing, but at the same time, we are bombarded by these trailers. You're trying to get people in the cinema with these trailers. Don't give us everything in the movie first.
Because maybe people won't see your movie.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
Mm-hmm.
Did you? I thought Ben Affleck, bless him, looked very bored and very out of shape.
Oh, for sure.
Scene to scene. Because clearly,
I mean, Hollywood out of shape.
exactly. Someone wrote in, Giuseppe wrote, more importantly than duck butt was how
No, do the
duck
voice.
butt. Giuseppe, I'm not doing the voice.
Okay, right.
More importantly than duck butt
Yeah.
was how Ben Affleck looks as a 1940s fit body, aka fat. Big suit for a wide man club, he's saying. I don't think he's fat.
No.
But if you look at him compared to the previous film, he clearly has not kept up any kind of fitness regime.
Yeah, right.
There's a bit where I think he's supposed to be shirtless where Wonder Woman pops his shoulder back in after a fight.
Yeah, right.
But he's wearing a padded kind of workout top.
Yeah, he's
with
wearing
got muscles on it.
He's wearing an underlayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like for a regular man, he's fit.
Yeah, sure.
But for a guy who's Batman, he looks soft and weak.
And also, didn't you say that this they started filming this immediately after after Batman Superman?
Yeah.
I think what happened is he went into the post movie because I assume every superhero except probably Chris Hemsworth goes into an immediate movie's over. I don't have to just shred all the time.
Yeah.
I can eat something other than grilled chicken and broccoli.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat some cheeseburgers, and then you just collapse for a couple of months.
He's going to smash cans and punch darts,
Yeah.
mate. That's what he's going to be doing, yeah.
That's right. But I think he just went into that, and then they're like, and then he had the realization a week later, and he's like, you know what, I'm not going to do it.
Who cares? I mean, it's not like we've had a history of unripped Batmans.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think we've also got to the point where it's expected that you have to be ripped, and it's odd when they're not.
Yeah, right.
You know, which is probably unfair.
Oh, for sure.
But that's the
especially because you can just put the padded suit on.
Yeah.
Keaton wasn't ripped, but
no,
you couldn't
he certainly
tell.
wasn't. Yes, you could. When he was wearing a turtleneck.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's
you
true.
could tell.
Yeah.
But I just thought also
The roll of his chin came over the neck, It's pulsating out.
No, he was trim, but he wasn't. He wasn't.
True, yeah.
He clearly he hadn't done a
But I
push-up.
think again, back in that era, you were just trim, and then they put the suit over you.
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
RoboCop.
Like RoboCop, yeah. I just think also there were no good Batman action sequences.
No.
Hand to hand, he wasn't great. Like, I would like to see Batman tear through 10 parademons.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
he can. Because they're not, I mean, they're strong, but they're not that much stronger than him, and he knows where to hit somebody.
Yeah.
Like, you see him pull off arms and things like that.
I
but,
think there was some choreography stolen from Avengers.
well, it's an Avengers director, sort of. So it's,
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, there's a particular move Captain America does a couple of times in Avengers, and Batman just uses it wholesale.
Which move?
There's a bit where Captain America, like shields off a Chitauri arm with the blaster in it, and he grabs the blaster and he pulls the severed arm out and he starts shooting with it.
Ah, okay.
That's in this.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same.
Classic Batman with a gun.
Yeah.
But it's just a lot of Batman running about or running away, and then he gets into a vehicle, and then he crashes that vehicle.
Right. And also, none of it looks real.
No.
Literally none of this there's maybe one scene. I think maybe
I think there's more than one scene.
No, there's only one scene in this movie and it looked terrible. There's one scene, I think maybe it's on Themyscira or something, where it looks like it's a real set.
Yeah.
But none of this looked like at no point. There's a bit in... There's bits in Gotham, there's bits in Metropolis. None of it to me looked real.
Yeah. The opening sequence, which is set on a rooftop, looks like a set from the TV show Gotham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a green screened set, and I can't buy into it.
No.
I don't understand.
Say what you will about Batman, Superman, or Suicide Squad, Mason. A lot of those movies...
Bad and bad.
A lot of those movies, except for the CGI villain covered in fire and smoke, are set in real streets and real locations.
And Wonder Woman, even though it was a period piece...
They went to the Greek islands, or they built a real trench.
Yeah, or a real, cobblestone... Bloody horse. They built a cobblestone horse, but none of this is real.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe some of it is real, but it doesn't look real.
No, I think a lot of that is. I think a lot of the non-real stuff is a result of reshoots.
Yeah, right.
Some of the exposition, like he goes to a village and meets Aquaman, that's clearly a real.
That's what I'm thinking
location.
of. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's the same. Yeah, but yeah, no, I agree. I don't understand why this. You know what I think's happened here?
$300 million.
$300 million. Well, yeah,
So cheap. Deadpool. What did Deadpool cost? Like
60 or
$60
$70
million,
yeah.
right? That everything about that looks real because they used a real, presumably, maybe they built it, but they had a real stretcher highway.
They did, yeah.
They had a real.
They also a lot of Deadpool in that is CGI.
Yeah.
But you don't notice it because they spent a majority of the money on the things that count, and they budgeted wisely. This is just a fucking blowout disaster.
Is it a case of like, this is the tentpole movie, give us all the money you have, we're
going to get the best catering.
Yeah,
of all
right.
time.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Ben Affleck wants to
Ben
leave.
Affleck wants the best catering.
Yeah, but it's, you know what it is? I think the reason this movie feels weird and is not great, even though I liked it, Mason, was that this is still a hangover from the Snyder films.
Yeah.
The tone that was set in Man of Steel is wrong for what this should be. And ever since then, they stuck with it, and then they went, you know what, people hate it, and they shifted, and it's all wrong from the start. And that's why this doesn't work. That's why people didn't turn up. Well, people did. The 96 million is still a lot of money, obviously. And that's why people are sick of these films. Because they shouldn't have started with Snyder.
Yeah.
They should have gone in a different direction initially. When you're 5 movies in, I looked at the Marvel films. The 5th one, I think, was Captain America. And all those Phase 1 movies aren't good. I don't like Iron Man 2. I don't really like The Incredible Hulk. But
but a lot of people say, well, hey, look at, they're just finding their feet. It's just, Marvel Phase 1 wasn't that great. Yeah, but that was, when was
10
that?
years ago.
That was 2008.
Yeah, exactly.
If somebody made like a drama today and it looked like, I don't know, like a movie from the 30s and it was black and white and real long shots and it was just dull and poorly paced or whatever, you wouldn't go, oh, it's his first movie, he's just learning how to... No, you've got the entire history of cinema behind you.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got a decade of superhero movies, of good superhero movies behind you. You don't have to start from scratch. You can just take cues from that and make better movies.
Yep.
There's no excuse.
Especially for 5 in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't even think there's a consistent visual style for this world anymore. Like, this doesn't look like the previous films.
That's true.
I also think it's because of Wonder Woman as well, because people liked Wonder Woman and they went and they tried to make this more like Wonder Woman, but it was already something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it is a consistent movie, but it doesn't feel like, in terms of, it doesn't feel like anybody's movie.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't, if you said to me this had 2 different directors, I wouldn't, for me it's not necessarily that jarring. It just doesn't feel like...
Doesn't feel like anything.
Yeah.
And I think that same goes for like even the score. Like the Danny Elfman score, it's got shades of the Batman 89, it's got shades of Superman, it's got shades of Hans Zimmer, but it's nothing. And I don't normally notice scores, but I noticed this score enough to go, this is not a good score.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Am I wrong there?
No, I think...
I think that was last minute as well, because we know that it changed hands very late in the day.
Yeah.
You know? So it's probably not his fault, but...
Yeah.
Boy.
Okay, what else
I
in
had
this?
fun with it, though.
Did you really?
I really did.
I thought Jeremy Irons was good in it.
Well, yeah, he's great.
He's great.
Yeah. The villain was no good. I think... I mean, and people always say, like, well, Marvel did the same thing with their villains. Yeah, and people don't like it.
Yeah. There are people like, oh, nobody ever cares about the Marvel villains. No, we mention it every time. It's a constant problem with that.
Yeah. And why are you making him a CGI villain? You could put a real man's face in that helmet and you just make him 9 feet tall.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. Also, I thought from Steppenwolf, I don't even know his fucking name. I thought from Steppenwolf that you get a sense of desperation because he had a crack at destroying Earth 5,000 years prior and he blew it. So clearly he was under the pump from Darkseid that he needed to...
He's got to make his KPIs.
Exactly.
He's got to get those key performance indicators. Got to make those quotas.
But I think, because I read these things about, like, he's desperate because this is his last chance to prove himself or something bad's going to happen to him. But you didn't get that sense. He was just a cackling idiot. And there's a bit where he catches a missile and he's like... There's a clip of it and he's like, this is a primitive weapon or whatever. An hour ago you were being shot at with arrows. Like... Do you know, you didn't say anything. They're just pinging off you.
Yeah.
Like, I can't,
but there was also an implication that could kill him eventually.
Yes.
Which is weird.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. I mean, he didn't let it explode in his hands, did he?
No.
Yeah.
Also, it was a fun visual, but that probably has a proximity fuse on it, so it would have gone off anyway. So, sure. Also, we'll get to that.
What?
Why are you firing a missile in an enclosed area under the Gotham Harbour?
That's a really
or whatever
good
it is, Metropolis Harbour. I don't know what it was.
Cyborg did it?
Yeah.
The man who had the plans to the city in his mind.
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it?
It's very interesting.
Well, he does hate himself.
Yeah. Okay, what else is non-spoiler and bad in this movie? We can talk about it, and then we can talk about all the plot holes and everything that's awful.
Okay. Okay, you know what the problem with this film is, I think, for the long term?
It stinks.
I had fun with it.
Yeah.
I think that it's a very... Even though, like I said, I had fun with it, it's not a great film. I think at best it's an okay film, right? And I think having mediocre comic book movies like this is dangerous for the genre.
Oh, absolutely.
Because people are going to stop going to everything, because a lot of people don't distinguish between this and X-Men and Avengers and whatever.
It's all just a superhero
Yeah.
movie, yeah. But
If
a lot
you-
of people think they're all set in the same universe.
Exactly. So
or
if-
none of them are set in the same universe.
That's right. So if this is a surefire way by making movies like this for people not to go to these, and this will eventually go away.
Yeah.
I read an interesting article by the guy who wrote Doctor Strange, which is fine. It's better than this.
Yeah.
But where he was saying, no, we want other comic book movies to succeed because it means we can make more comic book movies and take more chances and introduce different characters and, get bigger budgets or whatever. Everybody benefits from these movies doing well. When Wonder Woman did well, Marvel probably went, shit, well then, maybe there's other female characters we can introduce or whatever.
Well,
they were already doing Captain Marvel.
And they'll be like, we'll finally do a Black Widow movie
Exactly.
or whatever. And and a lot of people have been like, well, this was first of all, a lot of people are like, well, my expectations were absolutely in the toilet, and so this was actually okay as a movie. That's not how you should expect a movie to be. You should expect a $300 million movie to be good. And secondly, people are like, oh, this isn't bad, but it's a good stepping stone, and I'm looking forward to where they take these plot threads and to do them in the future. Again, that's another thing people...
I said that.
Well, there you go. I think it's another thing that people complain about a lot of these, some of the early Marvel movies where they're like, this wasn't a movie, it was just a preview for the next movie.
Yeah,
what
right,
a waste.
yeah.
Don't send people into the theaters for that's something that isn't a full movie.
For me, it wasn't... it still felt like a full movie to me.
Yeah.
I thought in terms of the universe that they ham-fistedly established,
Yes.
I am interested in now going back to as opposed to what it was.
But maybe now it's too late. Maybe now it's diminishing returns for every movie.
It's possible, yeah. No, I think they're going to have to go obscure and weirder.
Yeah.
I don't know if the answer to this is to make another Batman film. Maybe they should rest Batman.
Yeah.
Maybe you make your Wonder Woman. Maybe you go with another Superman one.
Maybe you make a Nightwing movie.
Maybe make a Nightwing movie, exactly. I just think... Because bearing in mind with Batman... There was barely a gap before we saw him again.
Yeah.
That's what killed Batman in the first place, was they kept making Batman movies and they got worse and worse and people got sick of him. So they benched him for 8 years or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they need to do the same here. Yeah.
You got anything else there?
Nah. Look, it's not good, but I'm going to give it a best movie ever.
Wow. Wow, that's going to come back to haunt you. I'm
I don't care.
going to give it worst movie ever.
But you liked it.
No.
Yeah.
No. I liked very tiny elements of it.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
But that's not a movie.
I mean, it is a movie.
From the strictest definition of a movie, I guess it was a movie. I guess that's true, yeah.
Very good. I will see this again, but we'll probably do a commentary on it. That'll be the next time I watch it.
Are you looking forward to that 3-hour extended cut?
Yeah, I am actually.
Wow.
Just from the perspective of there's already stuff that's leaked that was deleted from it. I'm doing a video on it for next week. But yeah, I want to know what else is in this. Purely from I don't know. People are campaigning for the Zack Snyder version. People seem to forget so quickly. Like, you hated the last 2 Zack Snyder films.
Right.
Like, do you really want to see a Zack Snyder? I mean, I do want to see it because I'm curious, but I don't want to see it because I think it'll be better.
No.
I'm more curious. Spoilers?
Yeah. All right, let's start from the start. Okay. Scene not the Superman, the next one. Batman's on the rooftop. There's a burglar.
Yep.
A gun-wielding burglar.
Yep.
Who has robbed somebody's house of all their belongings, maybe some poor family in the Narrows.
He may as well have a bag on it with the dollar
sign on it, exactly, and like a stripy shirt and a mask. Anyway, he comes out there. Batman shows up. He just willy-nilly starts shooting bullets throughout Gotham City. Probably hits another orphan.
He's a criminal. What do you want?
Yeah, but then Batman's like, I gotta use it to make the fear, and then I summon to get the parademons, whatever. And then he defeats the parademon, escapes or whatever it was. He just lets the guy go.
He does let him go. Yeah,
the guy's just like, the guy just has a conversation with him. So like, what's going on there? And Batman's like, it's coming. That guy's a criminal.
Yeah,
he's got probably an unlicensed.
He unloaded
gun.
a gun.
Yeah,
yeah. So I liked that they had a conversation because they both shared this weird moment and they had common ground for a second. But then he should have just netted him.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Just not even look at him. Just fire a net gun into him.
So weird.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Yeah. I know he's got higher priorities, but he's the kind of guy that would do that.
Why would you let him go?
Why would you
He's
let
going
him
to shoot another He's going to shoot another mother and father.
Yep.
Maybe he wants another Robin.
Yeah, he probably
Maybe
wants
that's
another
why.
Robin. Yeah, that's
Just letting
it.
criminals go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought that, and going on from that, if we're going scene to scene,
Yeah.
there's a bit where he goes to visit a weird village, a weird Nordic village to find Aquaman, and he's pretending that he doesn't know who he is, which is strange. Just be like, it's you. Let's
I've
chat.
seen the email,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, exactly. I got the attachment.
Mm.
But, and they're talking, the way they're talking to each other, it's so casual and open about Batman's abilities and who he is. And
Yeah.
people have pointed out that people in the village,
They can speak English.
they can speak English because he's speaking to them, and then the guy speaks to Aquaman, and Aquaman speaks to Batman.
Yeah.
Which means the guy who he's talking to understands English but chooses not to speak English at the very least. And even if you don't speak English, he says Bruce Wayne and he says dress as a bat.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
And you've
right.
come to a village of a man who can breathe underwater and who's super strong.
Yeah.
Who, like, put it together. And people also say they'll probably just keep his secret. Batman would not take that chance.
No, absolutely. If there's even a 1% chance that one person would learn his identity and then reveal it to the world, he would have to kill that villager. He would kill their family and burn the village to the ground. Yeah, and when he's like, yeah, whatever, Bruce Wayne, whatever. And there's another scene later in the movie where Superman is resurrected.
Yep.
And then
There's cops and people.
there's people there, and Bruce and Batman's big gun is he gets Lois Lane to show up, and she's like, "Hey, Clark Kent, my boyfriend, Clark Kent, who everyone thought was dead, but you're Superman and you're alive. Hey, it's me, Lois Lane, reporter." And the cops are just there, like
They're just there.
surely they would have to fill in a report later where they had to draw their weapons against a man who looks like Superman but wasn't wearing
Yep.
the Superman costume. And Lois Lane said Clark.
Yep. But Mason, what should have happened was,
Yes.
if there was even a 1% chance that those cops would have done that.
Yeah, Batman should have killed him. Batman should have killed him. Exactly. He was right there.
And he did it, yeah.
Yeah.
That was so strange to me. Okay, let's
Where'd
talk.
Superman get the new suit?
I guess he just had one. He's
Okay.
probably got multiple suits.
Yep.
Why didn't he have a big hole in him where he was stabbed?
Yep.
Did the mother box... I thought that resurrection was ridiculous as well. I mean, it's ridiculous in the comics, but they
Yeah.
drop a mother box into some goo and then hit it with lightning, and then he's just alive.
But they had to teamwork. They had to do
I know,
teamwork.
and you know what? That's what I did like about this film, as opposed to Suicide Squad. You get to see the powers of the individual characters.
But I think they were poorly
okay, I thought there was some good.
utilised.
I liked the. You see,
Flash had to run
yeah,
once.
maybe not so good. But and Cyborg's pretty much just staring into a box, going, "I've got to get past the override or whatever."
Yeah.
But I thought Wonder Woman was good. I thought Aquaman kind of like you got to see his strength.
Yeah, right. That's
Which I-
true.
which
But
I
he didn't
enjoyed.
really do anything Aquaman-y, did he?
No, he stopped that.
He didn't
water.
drop a whale on anyone, did he?
No, well, they weren't near the beach.
We can go in any number of directions for this, which is something that I enjoy.
Okay, I want
This
to
is
go.
like Batman Superman in where you go to complain about one thing, then you're like, I'll complain about 4 more things about it. Okay, Superman, they bring him back,
Yeah, oh, that's
and then
what I
he
was
just
gonna say.
solves everything.
Yeah.
He's.
Oh, no, I was going to say a different thing.
What were you gonna say?
No, we'll talk about this first.
I was gonna say they bring him back, and once he's Superman again, because Lois Lane touched his cheek or whatever.
Yeah.
Now he can just single-handedly beat everybody and give the villains some edge on Superman.
No, see, I liked that. I liked that Steppenwolf wasn't a match for him, where he was kind of mopping the floor with, 4 of them, and then Superman just comes in and just like, hey.
But it's not a team then, is it?
No, I don't care.
They're,
because
they're,
that's
ju- they're just cannon. They're Suicide Squad style cannon fodder until Superman shows up.
great.
Okay,
I
good.
loved it. And he's making quips, and he's just batting him about like it's nothing. And because the reason that Steppenwolf invaded in the first place was because it's in the trailer, they cut it out, but he's like, you've got no lanterns, you've got no Kryptonians.
Here's a fun idea. Why not do it before Superman landed on Earth in the first place?
You mean in that 5,000 year
the
gap?
5,000 year gap? What
When
was
there
he
was no
waiting for?
superheroes.
No superheroes at all, ultimately.
Yeah.
And what happened is that the Amazons and the Atlanteans went away.
Yes, they
They
did.
just went away.
And also, apparently, they can't get off that island.
In 5,000 years, I feel confident that Steppenwolf could have destroyed that world just manually, just with the axe. He could have just started chopping. Anyway, but what are they going to do next time? Like in the next movie, again, they've got Superman who cannot be defeated by anyone.
Yeah, but if you bring in like a dark side, I didn't even know when, because this was supposed to be 2 films.
Yeah, right.
I didn't even know. We might not be getting another Justice League movie for 5-10 years.
Good.
It's I think the Flashpoint movie we're going to get a weird Justice League.
If we can go back to the start again.
Sure.
Okay, the Wonder Woman opening scene. That's a pretty good action sequence.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Good cold open for her.
Yeah, that was good cold open for her. It was fun. The bad guy turned out to be nobody really.
No.
But
He just wanted to blow up that one bank and make the world...
except there's apparently it was enough C4 to level multiple city blocks.
Yeah.
Which she threw into the air and then it was fine.
Yes.
And I'm willing to suspend my disbelief that it wouldn't airburst and kill everybody.
I'm not Mason.
Okay,
Go on.
but apparently there was also 4 others or 3 others. What happened to them?
How'd they mention that? I missed that completely.
They were like, this is it, and there's 4 locations. We've set up bombs in 4 locations. We're going to destroy this city.
She probably got him. I mean, she got him, didn't she?
I guess she got him. But I think that, to me, that feels like Snyder was going to go, let's blow up Paris or whatever it is in its entirety. Everybody, because in the trailer, that bomb blows up in the building.
Yeah.
So I think what happened is she was going to attempt to save everybody. Then it was going to blow up. All of Paris was going to blow up. And it was going to be a horrible tragedy like the time all that piss blew up and got everybody. And then they went, well, this is a bit negative. Let's say she saved it.
Which is the right way to go, but they should have taken out that line.
Yeah, but then they very conveniently forgot about the rest of it.
But she got him, didn't she?
Yeah, she must have got him. Yeah, she bloody got him, didn't she? What else? What else is bad in this?
There was no payoff for Cyborg's character in terms of there was clearly a link towards him and the mother box.
Yep.
And there probably was initially to be more. And there was kind of hints towards maybe this guy's not with us.
Yeah, right.
But he just is.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like, moment where it kind of tries to override him even, and he pushes back. There's no bit where Steppenwolf grabs him and is like, you're one of my minions or whatever.
Exactly. He's
nothing.
just, for a while, he's just a little too depressed to be all in.
Yeah.
And then he changes his mind and he's all in.
Melbourne's all in.
Also, it was very convenient that he suddenly gained the ability to listen in very specifically to encrypted communications about him. And then he just figured out who Batman was.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I thought that was very convenient also. Like, in a good way. Like,
okay.
Pretty handy, yeah.
Again, this movie ends, Clark Kent's alive again. He's hanging out with his friends.
He goes to work.
He's a reporter again.
He died. A lot of people went to his funeral. It was open casket.
Yeah. There was no excuse.
There was no
an
explanation. Yeah. I think what they're going to do when they flashpoint and change things, they're just gonna brush it over like that, or just not address it at all. I guess.
Right.
You can't. Why did you have his funeral?
Yeah.
You knew you were going to bring him back.
He died as Superman. Have Superman's funeral, and then do the thing where you go on. Clark Kent was lost in the rubble. Or whatever.
Exactly. Or he went away for a bit. Because also, it seems like this movie and Batman Superman, they're months apart. So he could have just been on vacation. They could have been like, we thought you died in the rubble, and he's like, no, I just went off grid.
Yeah, right.
Like, there could have been that.
I went to Kansas.
Exactly. You know what I really think it was though?
Yeah.
I think Zack Snyder hates Clark Kent, and he sees it as a weakness.
Right.
If you were Superman, you would just be Superman. You wouldn't go work a job.
Right.
Like,
that's true, yeah.
Like as a regular person. You'd
Something
fly
I
around
also
the world.
enjoyed at the end. So the Lois Lane's arc is she doesn't want to be a hard-hitting reporter anymore because Clark died, and she has a crisis of confidence, and then Superman comes back to life, and then she's inspired, and then she becomes a hard-hitting reporter again and writes the worst fluff piece of all time about being a hero, whatever it was about. It was just like, it's something darkness, something, but then light, something, and then hero, something. It's nothing.
It's nothing, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the end of...
You were in a war in the previous one. You
won a Pulitzer Prize. You saw Jimmy Olsen get shot in the face.
Yeah.
Hey, quick edit point. We recorded like 20 minutes more after this.
Oh, yes.
And the card was full and it stopped recording. So we're going to keep talking. We may or may not have talked about this stuff already. Or maybe, I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah,
and
man.
maybe we had so many good and fun points.
Oh, so many points. We can repeat them again.
Yeah, it's fine.
We can recall them all.
Where we
it's
at?
muscle memory. We're so good at paying out of movies. We can do this again.
But as I was saying to you, Mason, off air, apparently, what I really don't like about this universe again is they've ruined another good story that could potentially be something.
Return of Superman.
Yeah, Return of Superman, exactly. I mean, putting aside the fact they didn't do the black suit or the mullet, which is the only time you do that.
Yeah, right.
By the way,
imagine how good it would have
looked.
looked.
I think they didn't want it to be funny. I think that's where like they wanted.
What do you mean?
Like because they didn't want it to be grim and they didn't want people to make fun of his hair.
You don't have to give him a mullet.
No, you don't. You could just give him slightly longer hair. Also, you CGI'd off his mustache. So mustache. So you're past that point anyway, aren't you? He already looks ridiculous in
right.
in a lot of the scenes.
But if you can CGI off his mustache, you can CGI on some stubble.
Or a mustache.
Or a mustache, exactly. Like Kryptonians after their death, their upper lip recedes and they just produce a mustache.
It's like he didn't even have an upper lip.
Yeah, right.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
But I just think also, like, with the death of Superman, it's interesting for... The comic's not great a lot of the times, but it's interesting because there's 4 Supermen who take over when he dies.
Yes.
And as a result of that, the world's in chaos. The Justice League's upside down because they've lost their leader and they've all been battered half to death. And there's these people, some of them pretending to be Superman, some of them not. And people are looking for saviors in the universe.
Yeah.
And while this is happening, villains behind the scenes are slowly taking over.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody in place. And then when Superman does come back, he's depowered.
Yes.
But he still goes, you know what? I'm still Superman, so I'm still going to do this.
And I think that would have been a more interesting finale.
Yeah.
Right? Because they bring him back and they're like, you're going to save us, Superman. And then he tries to fly and he can't or whatever. Or he tries to use his heat vision, doesn't work. And then you can... Like the way that... It happens in the comic books. He's got no powers. He's in like a Kryptonian battle suit. That would have been fun.
Yep.
And he has to come up against Mongol, who has like Superman level strength, and the cyborg Superman, who has all of Superman's powers plus cyborg stuff. And there's a gigantic kryptonite death ray going off because that powers the war weapon or whatever.
Whatever's happening.
And then the Eradicator sacrifices himself to change the energy of the something, and then Superman gets his powers back.
Yeah.
Just do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But they didn't.
They didn't know, did they?
Because he's just back. But what I did like about this Superman was that he's as fast as the Flash is.
Right.
At this point. I think the Flash will end up being faster.
Yeah.
Because the Flash can't run.
Yeah.
But I liked that bit where Superman's taking on the Justice League and the Flash tries to get around behind him and Superman just watching him the whole time.
And again, I think I said this before we lost the recording, that for me that would have been more fun if the Flash was more smug and sure of himself, like Ezra Miller, the actor.
Yeah.
And that he'd spent the entire rest of the movie or all his other appearances just being like, hey, maybe I'm a little weird, but when I'm the Flash, I'm the fastest man and I can do anything and look how I run rings around all the rest of you guys and all the villains or whatever. Isn't this funny?
Yeah.
And then when it finally comes to... He runs up behind Superman and you see Superman turn around and can obviously see him and obviously is a match for him speed-wise. I think that would have been a much better payoff.
That's what they also do in Justice League War when he fights Superman. He's just zipping around him and Superman hits him with his finger.
Yeah, right,
I think
exactly.
That's interesting.
Oh, and speaking of the battle, and I don't know if we lost this or not, but my favorite part of that battle was that their whole goal was... You've got to keep the mother boxes out of the hands.
Get them apart.
Keep the mother boxes away from Steppenwolf. Look out! And then they're fighting Superman, and he just shows up and just grabs it because they've just left it unattended, like a bag at a shopping center. They've just.
If that was at an airport, security would have been on it.
Exactly. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
You didn't all have to go and fight
Leave
Superman.
it with the Flash.
Leave it with the Flash. Exactly. He can run away from Superman maybe with it.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah, right?
Okay, on the post-credit scenes.
Hang on, did we talk about... no, we probably did.
Who knows?
Let me just check my
Check
note.
your bloody notes, mate.
Okay.
That's how seriously you're taking this episode. You took notes. You never
No, I didn't take notes. Somebody sent an email and I'm like, these are good points.
Oh, okay, cool. So you're stealing ideas.
Yeah, I'm stealing ideas. Yeah, that's right.
I did like the post-credit scene of Superman racing the Flash. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, that's obviously a comic book callback and whatever.
Yeah.
And he's just, makes a little joke about you're off the team or whatever.
Did we talk about the family? The family of
maybe we'll just go, hey, we'll just talk about whatever.
Yeah, okay.
And I'll take it out.
We talk about the family of immigrants that were clearly just installed by Joss Whedon, so we had somebody to be like, oh, that's a regular person in jeopardy. Look out.
You don't have to do that. You could have just introduced them as the Flash saves them or as they're getting away.
Yeah, right.
Like, we know the world's in jeopardy. But
you did like the part where the Flash saves them and...
Yeah, Superman's like, without being like, listen, you take the car because you're less powered than me and I'll take this building.
Yeah, right.
He does it in a way that's like, hey, we're both doing good things here, even though I'm doing a much better thing.
And there were some character moments, I think, together like that could have worked, but then they didn't really. Like, there's the moment where you see it in the trailer where the Flash says, "I've never done battle. I just push people and run away. What do I do?" And Batman says, "Just save one person.
Yeah.
And then you'll know what to do." And I think in a better movie that would have been kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because obviously you'll know what to do. It's just keep saving more people. You did it once, you can do it again.
Could have just said that.
Yeah, and also while Batman is explaining that, I'm pretty sure Steppenwolf is killing more people. Like people are dying while that's happening.
And Batman's just taking this moment to give
exactly.
a little pep talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, okay, we're talking about good personal moments.
Yes.
I like the bit where Batman baits Wonder Woman about Steve Trevor and she hits him.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, Jesus!
Right, sure.
Your favorite Batman Wonder Woman interaction is where Batman's a little bit in love with her, but he won't admit it.
Yes.
Or he won't even admit it to himself. I think there was shades of that in this.
Yeah.
Like Alfred kind of hints at it and whatnot. I thought their dynamic was really good, and I liked the way he provoked her into hitting him by pushing certain buttons or whatever.
But again, with this version of the character, it's tough to say whether he did that on purpose or if he did it just because he's a prick. Like he was just like, I'm gonna think of the meanest thing I can. Hey, your boyfriend's dead. Ow. Nah.
The Lex Luthor just...
Wait, I think I have another hot thing. Oh, I was gonna say, wasn't it fun how when Steppenwolf was afraid and all the parademons just jumped him? Isn't that fun?
Because of fear.
Because fear was his own undoing. Wasn't that fun?
It was his greatest enemy.
But also the bit where surely, because the Flash was constantly afraid, surely they would be constantly
pile on him.
They would just ignore Batman because he fears nothing, and Wonder Woman fears nothing. Cyborg, I assume, fears nothing, and then they would just pursue him. And they could have used that.
Aquaman's having fun. They're not going.
He's
after
having fun.
him.
They're not going after him.
He's a party boy.
He's a party boy. But they could have just used that somehow.
Yeah.
They could have used him as a distraction. He flies around the world and then they have a big gun waiting. Batman could have had one of his very big guns.
I don't remember them taking advantage of that at all in the film.
They didn't.
I had fun with it though.
Oh, jeez. What else?
Okay.
All right, let's talk about the poster. You seem very
I want to
intent.
talk about the Jesse Eisenberg thing.
So yeah, the Flash Superman one was pretty good.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
You were like, oh, we're going out of this on a positive note.
It was a really positive note. But that Jesse Eisenberg one really brought it down. And when it really started to go south for me was when they go to Luthor's cell and he turns around and it's not Luthor. For a second, I thought it was Lex Luthor Sr.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, great. But then I very quickly realized that's a no-name actor.
It's just some thug
it's just
or
some
something.
guy, which means... Yep, Eisenberg's alive. And he's in a really weird, ill-fitting suit.
So he's gone from, in the space of the 6 months, he's gone from bloody Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, tech weirdo guy, to just Gene Hackman, Lex Luthor. They've just made the jump. They're like, well, Gene Hackman wore weird suits and had a shaved head and a cravat or whatever.
Yep.
Just put that in here. And they put him on the Gene Hackman... No,
the yacht or whatever.
The Superman Returns yacht.
If it's not, it's close. Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And I thought that scene was.
Is that what people think they want? People want Gene Hackman, Lex Luthor.
I guess they must.
But that's not what people want.
No,
they want comic book Lex Luthor.
How did they get some of? How did they go? Okay, well, some of the comic book stuff we'll put in, and other stuff. Just forget about it.
But you loved Deathstroke, didn't you?
No, I thought he was bad and rubbery and weird. They just had him sort of stand there.
Didn't he rock up on a speedboat?
Yeah, he rocked up on a speedboat, but then there's a moment. It's just like it's just Lex Luthor's reclining in a chair, and then we get from sort of Lex Luthor's perspective, just Deathstroke just standing there like a real dummy.
He doesn't. This is
just a cosplayer against a wall at like a.
And I really hated the grey hair and the beard. Like. The Arrow one, he's got a little bit of grey because that's what he looks like. And Joe Manganiello has a little bit of grey. He doesn't have to be full white-haired Deathstroke because you've now committed to that and you're going to have to do it every time he shows up. So well done.
Except they don't because they could just be like, hey, remember in the previous movie where you had the salt and pepper hair?
Yeah.
Because we can do that now. We can just say...
Maybe you got some kind of rejuvenation shampoo.
Yeah, maybe. Like a vain lunatic.
Or somebody who's just, wants to look their best,
Oh, just an inauthentic best. But then... And again, I thought we were going to get through this movie without... Remember at the end of Fantastic Four?
No.
Fantastic.
Yes.
They'd very nearly say... We're the Fantastic Four, and it would be super cringy. But even though they didn't say it, it still felt super cringy.
Yes,
I thought
how did they do that?
I thought we were going to get
how
away.
How did they not say it? It's still
weird,
cringy.
Right? But I thought that we were going to get through this movie without them going. This is a real Justice League situation. What are we, some kind of Justice League or whatever? And I thought we were going to escape it, but at the end they do something which I think was worse, which is that Jesse Eisenberg goes, "Oh, looks like the heroes are forming some sort of league. We'd better form a league of our own." And then everybody,
Gina Davis,
exactly, everybody in the theater. Everybody who watched that movie immediately went, "Oh, like a league of their own." The female-led baseball movie.
Everybody knows. Yeah. Weird.
Everybody, all 10 people in my cinema were like, "Oh yeah, like the baseball movie."
People have recommended Tom Hanks as Lex Luthor Senior. I think he could do it.
That'd be fun. Yeah. Okay.
I absolutely think he could do it.
Yeah.
He's not like buff, but he doesn't have to be.
He's quite tall though, isn't he?
I think he is. That's fine.
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg.
They can do it with angles.
They could do it with angles. They could do it with CGI. I mean, they made Steppenwolf look flawless as a 9-foot
That's right.
man with the face of Dobby the house elf.
Yeah.
What were they thinking?
I don't know.
Why would they do another villain like that?
Yeah.
So weird.
Did we mention previously? You can cut it out. How do the boom tubes work? How can he get from place to place? What are even his powers? He's just a big guy with an axe, right?
Yeah. But Superman uses his super breath, which I loved.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was good, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Like, because boom tubes are...
Presumably powered by... In the comic books, you produce a boom tube with a mother box.
Which means, I guess, there's another mother box on.
So how can he activate it?
How did he get to the first one?
How did he get to the first one exactly?
I mean, maybe he knew it was there. Maybe he activated on this side and then came through that way.
Why do they crack and, like, fire comes out of them and then the boom tube activates?
I don't know.
Yeah, right?
I don't know anything.
It was all very vague.
Yeah, but I liked it. I had fun with it. That's the thing. Okay, you know what did pay off that I didn't think they actually would?
Yes.
Flash in that weird sequence in the future where Batman's living in the desert and he's got goggles.
Yes.
The Flash appears to him and says Lois is the key.
Yeah.
And it turns out that Lois actually is the key because if Batman hadn't have brought Lois to when Superman came back, that would have been the future. Superman would have gone bad. They actually...
Do you think that was deliberate, though, or do you think that's a coincidence?
It could be a coincidence.
It very
Who
well
knows at this point?
Because now that you mention it, okay, that's the point. Because that would if Lois didn't show up and reveal Clark's identity to everybody, then he presumably would have gone bad and been the evil leader of the universe.
Also, what a shit bloke if that's why he goes bad. Like,
yeah, right.
Because he didn't see Lois immediately.
Yeah, right. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, it's like if he didn't get his coffee in the morning.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Mason.
he caused
I'm
an
no
apocalypse.
good. I'm no good before I don't drink coffee.
Also, why did they particularly need to terraform Earth?
Yeah, they could have terraformed any other planet.
Could have terraformed Mars. You know who's there? Maybe Martian Manhunter, maybe not. But he's not fireproof, is he?
No.
No.
Terror, like as in they want to terrorize.
Oh, okay.
Terraform.
Oh, I get it.
You can't terrorize form a planet with no one on it.
Good work.
Terror.
Great. What is happening?
I'm just having fun with it, mate.
Yeah, it's just a fun film.
I think, is that about it?
I think that's...
Man, I feel like we cut out a lot of what we were...
Nah.
It would be fine.
We're just in the moment. It's fine.
Yeah, I tell you what.
Hang on, let me check my notes. Yeah, did we mention the Green Lanterns?
That was good. If we didn't, it's good that I like that they hinted at there being Green Lanterns in the universe without being like, it's Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't have minded either, I guess. But
right.
But,
and also that they did the thing where one of the lanterns died and then the ring immediately flew off into the universe, presumably to find a new owner.
to find Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Absolutely.
And Zeus was there.
And Zeus was there. Giant old Zeus. Big old Zeus.
Yep.
Would you say people should go and see this film?
No.
But if you're a comic book fan.
No.
But if you love comic book movies and Justice League.
No. It'll only make you sad.
I would say you should see it. People should see it. I mean, you got to see Justice League, right?
No.
You're saying that because you've seen it. If you heard it was this bad, would you have not seen it?
That's a good question. That is a really good question.
I think if you're a non-comic book fan, you don't need to see it.
Absolutely.
If you are,
yeah.
you probably
That's a really
should
good
check
question.
it out,
I think from this point forward, I will not see it. I think at this point, we've been burned enough.
So we're not going to see the next
No,
one.
I'll have to see it, won't I? Were I a private citizen and not in the podcast squad, I would probably not see it.
Are we called a podcast squad?
Yeah, we're a podcast squad. We're in the podcast squad. It's spelled SKWAD. That's why we got those tattoos.
Oh.
Yeah.
In a way, this is a league of our own, Mason.
Isn't it, though? That's right. It's not.
I wish we had Gina Davis in this podcast.
It would be great.
Me, you, and Gina Davis.
So you can tell us about The Long Kiss Goodnight?
Oh, yeah, I like that
Yeah.
film, probably. I don't really remember it. I remember
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Absolutely. I got some reviews here from people,
I'm ready.
if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
How long? This is from Perry. How long do you think before we get the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League in the same vein as the Richard Donner cut? I don't know. Maybe never. I don't even think he fully finished what he wanted to do.
I think maybe immediately.
I think we'll get an extended cut. I don't know if they'll be like this
the
is
Zack Snyder
Snyder's
cut.
version.
Do you think we'll get the version? Do you think we'll get the version we saw at cinemas plus all the Zack Snyder scenes awkwardly shoehorned on?
No, I think they'll try and make a coherent version of it, like Batman Superman. Like that extended version just adds some plot elements, but it doesn't contradict what was already shown.
Right.
We might get some down the line, yeah. But like because of what happened with his family, I don't think we're gonna. Because even the Richard Donner Superman too, he didn't finish that movie. He had to use existing footage and test screening stuff and whatever to make it work. We'll probably see it at some point. Dion says, does the Flash's message make sense now?
I guess so,
100%,
yeah. But again, was it an act? Don't Zack Snyder.
No, we're having fun with it.
Don't any of these movies. You
Nem says, my Justice League review was alright, good action and chemistry, some weirdly timed jokes, and a pretty good story, also less sexualization of Wonder Woman, please.
Yeah, there was a lot of lingering shots of her ass, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was actually,
There was one that I'm like, oh, that's a bit gratuitous, but it'll stop soon. Oh, it hasn't stopped, has it?
Nope,
still going.
This is from Baz Matterson.
We didn't even talk about J.K. Simmons because he's in it for 2 minutes.
Nothing.
Yeah, right.
Which is a shame because he's a good actor. I just saw Justice League and the upper lip was so terrible. Surely it would have been better for everyone involved to use a fake mustache for MI3, 6, 7 and shave it off for this. Rest of the movie was just a movie, I guess. Queen Molly says, Justice League had some good moments and a lot of cringy moments. Jesse says, Justice League felt like a bland studio film more than a Zack Snyder film. CGI lip will haunt my dreams. Declan says, spoilers, Cyborg is a poor man's Iron Man. Batman struggles more with one parademon than Hawkeye did with an army during the Avengers. Superman basically negates the Flash's usefulness, and I'm pretty sure the homeless guy at the start with the sign, I tried, was Zack Snyder.
Oof. How bad? I did not care for any of this, like, oh, Superman's gone, so people are tipping over fruit carts.
Yeah. Neo-Nazis are yelling at Pakistani people.
People are homeless now because they weren't before.
It was already bad.
Yeah.
One more. Broseph says, finally watched Justice League movie. It was fun, but kind of reminded me of DC animation.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which
there's a little bit of that to this.
Yeah, much of which I hated. Batman really had a bad time with. He didn't do any He barely did any Batmaning. Do some Batman stuff.
Yeah.
Do some.
No, because he kept getting into vehicles.
He just kept getting into vehicles, then crashing.
It was weird that he assembled the team and then went, "I'm going it alone. I'm going to take the whatever that giant vehicle he has."
Yeah, right.
You've got the team there for a reason, and you're a man.
Yeah.
If anybody, Cyborg should fly the ship.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't crash it.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So anyway,
his vehicles were so weird.
Yeah, they were.
Why'd you need the crawler tank thing?
Yeah.
Also, how embarrassing was it when the tunnel flooded and then everybody was just hanging on the nightcrawler off the wall? Embarrassing for them. Wouldn't see the Avengers in that situation.
No. Are you saying the Avengers are better than the Justice League?
I'm saying on screen they are, yes. Yeah, absolutely,
right.
very much so.
You're 100% right. Yeah. Well, Mason, you're just a hater. That's your problem.
That's my problem. Look, and again, we say this, I think, every time there's a DC movie, or really any movie where there might be a difference of opinion. I didn't like it at all. You liked it.
Some of it.
If your opinions are different, and if you did like it, that's fine.
Yeah.
You are wrong. And that's cool. It's fine, but you are wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're wrong, yeah. And again, that's fine. It's fine. We're cool.
Okay.
But you are definitely wrong. There's no
I don't
mistaking
feel wrong.
You're wrong, though. I mean, it's fine.
I think what the difference between coming out of the Batman Superman was for me, if Batman Superman felt so bitter and angry and dour, and this didn't. And I think that's what made the big difference for me.
Yeah.
And I know you're allowed to have a dour version of these characters, but for their Superman characterization, I've talked about at length, does not work for me at all. And a big part of what the goodwill I have towards this movie is because they got some of Superman right.
Yeah, it's a little bit cheerier.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't have taken 5 movies.
No, it absolutely should. They should have got it right from the get-go.
It's not hard.
No.
They just get a comic book, get a good Superman story arc and put it on screen. It's not hard.
Exactly. All right. Zack Snyder's done. I don't think he's coming back. Like,
Yeah.
personal tragedies aside,
Uh-huh.
I think they're not going to bring him back for any of this.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Looking forward to Justice League 2? Do
No.
you think they'll ever make it? I think Flashpoint.
I think they'll make another Justice League movie, but I don't necessarily think it's going to be this cast. I don't think it's going to be...
Will they call it Justice League? Or will they call it the Legion of Doom? Or something like that?
Oh, yeah. I reckon they might call it Justice League Legion of Doom or something. Yeah.
Or what about Justice v League,
Gina Davis is here.
Gina Davis. All right, you know what it's time for?
Oh, what we're reading.
What we going to read?
It's our famous segment.
I'm doing the thing. What are we reading today?
I've watched about 5 minutes of The Punisher.
I've watched 0 minutes of The Punisher.
Huh, okay.
What I've heard...
So far, there's been a lot of Frank is on a construction site and he's hitting a wall with a hammer. He's getting his
Is
aggression
it
out.
making a Punisher symbol into the wall?
No, he's just making a regular hole.
Why is he doing it then?
Exactly, it's pointless. and he's grown a beard, and the other construction workers are real mean, and they've stepped on his sandwiches.
What?
So I think he's probably going to kill them all.
I feel like that's the kind of thing he'd let slide.
Yeah, I think maybe he's going to beat him up though.
Yeah.
Unless because he's got a friend. See, I've seen like 5 minutes. He's got a friend on the work site,
Oh, he's going to be like, calm down, Frank.
and I think the friend is going to get beaten up by the mean construction workers, and then Frank's going to beat them all up.
Okay, because
Like
he doesn't...
literally everybody.
Yeah, well, because I guess he doesn't mind when people pick on him.
Yeah.
Like, he won't... If a guy's making fun of him, he's not going to shoot him to death.
That's true, yeah.
Necessarily.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, and I've heard pretty good things.
Me too.
Because I don't have internet at this place yet. I'm using this bloody...
wow.
wireless
Using a dongle.
Dongle, mate. Yeah, it's,
nice.
it's a bloody nightmare. So,
Nice dongle.
yeah, so I can't watch it yet. So, but I'll get there. We'll talk about it a bit next week. I don't know if we will do a full episode because I'm kind of...
What if you're watching and you're real jazzed?
Yeah, then maybe. I'm just kind of burnt on it. Like,
okay, yeah.
To be honest, like after Defenders, it's too much.
Apparently, the action sequences are few and far between, but I couldn't say.
Well, that sounds perfect for a Punisher TV
Doesn't
series.
it though? Yeah.
That's what I want from 13
Yeah.
hours of Punisher television.
Let me be clear about this, and nobody tweet at me because I don't want to know. I want to experience it for myself. If there's no minigun in this, I'm out. I'm done with
Forever.
I'm done with Netflix series.
Yeah.
You've lied to me one too many times.
Yep. That one time. They've lied to
The
you.
one time, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. You've got that letters theme ready to
Oh
go,
yeah.
Mason?
Hang on. Did I have another thought about the Punisher?
Well, you watched 5 minutes of it, so probably not.
Probably not. No. Yeah. A lot of people. Oh, a lot of people are like he's too small to be the Punisher, but you know.
Thomas Jane wasn't
Exactly. It's fine.
enormous, yeah.
Yeah. Don't even worry about it.
I'm not worried about it.
Don't even
Did you
worry.
were you under the impression that I was worried
Yeah.
about
Classic
it?
one was letters, oh letters, we love you. Some letters, they're only a day away. Hang on, they're here right now. We're gonna do letters.
Well, Mason.
Yes.
We're at the point of the show where we talk about the letters for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with this segment?
Yes, I've been a part of it many times. Look, honestly, sometimes I've been tuning out.
Yep.
But
you
now
have been
I'm
present.
But you know what? Today, Meso's all in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just like Melbourne's all in.
Yeah.
Like this lanyard
Like
I'm
that
wearing.
lanyard.
Do you want me to get you one?
No,
You could wear it.
I don't want to wear it. What if you just started wearing that in your daily life? Scribble out Justice League and just wear it as a symbol that Melbourne is all into things.
Yeah, well, they are, aren't
Yeah.
they?
Hey, you want to go to a laneway cafe? Melbourne's all in.
Melbourne's all in, baby.
Mhm,
yeah.
yeah.
All right. I got a tweet here from Bob Noble.
I'm ready.
Justice League was meh. But more hashtag Weekly Planet Pod. That's how you reach us on Twitter. If you tweet that out there, you better believe that we'll see it.
Yep.
The universe will.
The universe will provide.
Absolutely. Need recommendations on a good Justice League comic, dickheads.
We always recommend there's one written by the run written by Grant Morrison, and
Yeah.
I guess the early 2000s or the late 90s.
That's the best one.
That's the best one, I
yeah,
think.
read that one.
Man,
Imagine if they made that.
they could have just made that.
But they didn't, did they?
They didn't make it. They made a different one.
Yeah, they made a different
Just
one.
having fun though, aren't they? Yeah. There's got to be some more modern ones though.
I don't mind the New 52. I think it's a good introduction.
Okay.
I don't think it's brilliant. I like Kingdom Come a lot, but you kind of need to have an understanding.
That's another one they could ruin.
Yeah, they probably
They could do
will.
Kingdom Come and ruin that on the big screen, couldn't they?
Have they already done
Well,
elements?
that's kind of this, really.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, this future universe is kind of a Kingdom Come universe.
Right,
I
just a
think.
sad place.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. It didn't seem so sad this time because they retroactively made Superman
Yeah.
the best person in the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What else? Probably others. I'm not up to. I don't really read the Justice League comics.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
They seem. I don't know. For me, the new 52, it just looked a little generic.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
Which is weird because it was they had like Jim Lee
Jim
covers
Lee
and
was
stuff
on it.
like that.
Jeff Johns wrote it.
But it just kind of looked a little back to basics for me. I wanted something new. I don't know. And they were just like, here's the most basic possible team. Enjoy it.
That's what I liked about it.
Okay, I've got a letter. This is from Edward Duffy, weeklyplanetpod@gmail.com.
E-Duffs.
At the end of 2015, a listener asked us, if you had to avoid one 2016 comic book movie forever, which would it be? Mr. Sunday picked X-Men Apocalypse.
Yep.
I apparently picked Civil War. Bad choice.
What?
I don't know why I picked that in lieu of, I don't know. That
Is
seems...
it a joke?
No, but look, in retrospect, it does seem like the Hail Mary pass that I would attempt. So...
I'm sorry, did you say that before the movie came out or after?
No, this was in 2015.
Okay.
Somebody said in 2016 you got to skip a movie. You know why? It was probably because it's probably because there was something else, and I'm like, well, I've seen these characters team up. Why would I?
Yeah.
In lieu, I'll watch something else, and I bet it was going to be bad.
Yeah. Right.
Anyway, so the same question for 2018. So the choices are
Yep. I'm
Black
ready.
Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Deadpool 2, New Mutants, Dark Phoenix, Aquaman, Venom.
Dark Phoenix.
Yep, absolutely.
Or Venom.
I want to see what they do.
Yeah,
with
I want
Venom.
to see. Dark Phoenix because it'll probably just be every other X-Men film.
Yep.
And if I didn't say that, I'd say New Mutants.
Yeah. Okay.
What were the DC films?
Aquaman.
Yeah, no, I want to
That's
see
it.
that. I want to see that.
Yeah, same. That's James Wan, right?
James 1 December, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So it's like a clean, nearly a year and a bit between now and the next DC movie.
Great.
Do you know why?
Because DC's all in.
Well, I'm
Not
just going to
all
say
in?
because I don't think they have I think their schedule is a nightmare. I don't think they really know what's,
Yeah.
like they're doing Shazam
Uh-huh.
and they're doing a Batman movie at some point
Right.
and they're doing Aquaman and they're doing Wonder Woman too.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of stuff that's not mapped out yet because they were waiting to see what happened with Justice League. And now you've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So plan accordingly.
Terrific.
Whatever your break glass in case of emergency
Yeah.
plan was,
Yeah.
throw it in the bin and ask somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing.
Because see, all the other ones, I feel like they're going to bring us something new.
Yeah.
Like Black Panther's going to bring us a whole new part of the Marvel universe.
And that's even what I liked about Doctor Strange, even though I didn't love it.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
least it was a new...
Yeah, Infinity War is bringing everything together. I can't skip that one.
Sounds
Ant-Man
all in to me.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Eh.
I didn't. What's that thing? I didn't love the first Ant-Man, but I feel the character maybe is hitting their stride, and I think maybe they've learned some lessons from that. And I'd like to see Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp.
Yep.
Deadpool 2. I'm cautiously optimistic. I think it's going to be good. We haven't seen Cable in anything yet.
No.
New Mutants. They're taking a new.
Yeah, I didn't love that trailer, but
Neither did
liked the direction.
But I'm
yeah.
at least going to see. At least I think we've got to try it out just to see, just so we don't burn out on generic superhero tropes.
Yeah.
And Dark Phoenix, it's going to be the same.
Yeah.
But there's going to be aliens, maybe.
Maybe.
Baby.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
then Aquaman, Momoa.
James Wan.
Give it
that
a crack.
Red hot go.
And Venom. I just want to see what Venom it is,
Yeah.
really. How are they going to tie it in with Spider-Man? Are they not?
Who knows?
Who knows? Is it gonna-
Tangentially linked.
Is it going to just fall from space again?
Is it going to be already established?
What if they opened up with the Secret Wars and it was on Battle World and there's the Beyonder and it's all cosmic or whatever and they got Tom Holland in to be like, hello, what's this then? Oh, I need a new costume.
How'd I get to this battle
I'll,
world?
I'll touch this weird black ball. Oh, and then he's got the costume. What if they did a 5-minute Tom Holland has the costume for no reason and then he gets rid of it and then
Yeah, I would love that.
then we do a flashback and his school bully is Eddie Brock and then he gets the costume and then I don't know.
Even though he's like 20 years older than him.
Yeah. What if they just went insane for 5 minutes
Oh,
and then
I
they were
would
just
love that.
like, and now he's Venom.
Now
I
he's
guess.
Venom, yeah. This is from the Tentative Doctor on Twitter. Do you guys think Infinity War will have more of a serious tone or will be getting more of the same? Also, what kind of quips, puns do you think Thanos might say? Love the show. I don't know if he would do puns.
I don't think he'll do
I
any
think it's
puns.
be like, oh, but erase your existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll just be he'll say something grim and then break somebody's neck.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be, it's exclusively that.
I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit grimmer.
I think they're going to dial it back from Ragnarok, certainly.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, it's the Russo brothers, and they did arguably the grimmest film, Captain America,
Yeah,
Winter
right.
Soldier, which I guess is the grimmest. Yeah, I think it will have a more serious
Now,
tone.
that's the best film featuring Grimace. He's in a deleted scene.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh,
What do you think Grimace is?
I think he's supposed to be like a shake, isn't he? Because he's a blob, like a weird blob.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, he's purple though. What's purple at McDonald's?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing is purple at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Maybe he's an eggplant.
There's never been an eggplant anywhere near a McDonald's.
It's true. Maybe he was... I think Grimace was originally intended as a villain. So
I think you're thinking of the Joker. No, the Hamburger is a villain.
I think Grimace was also a villain.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What kind of villain?
Started as an evil character.
Oh.
Caught that.
Is he fat?
No.
Is that what he is?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right,
Yeah,
right,
and they're
right,
like,
right.
well, we can't have...
Yeah, that's true.
We can't associate McDonald's with obesity.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be more serious, but you're still going to get Tony Stark quips.
Yep.
But maybe a more self-aware Tony Stark, because I like the Tony Stark in Civil War, because he's like, I'm a bad person.
Yeah, right.
I've made some bad decisions.
Yeah, that would be good.
So, yeah. I think that's the show though, Mason.
Originally, Grimace was the evil Grimace with 2 pairs of arms with which to steal milkshakes.
So it was milkshake related.
Stealing milkshakes, sure.
So is all...
Do you want to know about Grimace's family?
Was he stealing milkshakes?
His
to
grandmother's
save them?
name is Winky.
Okay.
And his brother is named King Gonga.
This is Jean Valjean situation where he's stealing milkshakes to feed his family.
It must be, yeah.
And
yeah. Look, there's no more details.
I mean, what else do you need? It writes itself.
Yeah, that's right.
What a backstory. So the McDonald's villains are basically weird, oddly shaped people or monsters trying to steal things from McDonald's.
Correct.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, that's great. We should build a universe around that.
And then Batman can let them go.
Yes. Did we mention that?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, we definitely put that in.
Would have been right at the... No, because it was right at the start.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I hope
okay.
so, yeah. All right, Mason, before we go, we have to shout out Karen, who's been harassing us relentlessly.
Oh, yeah, it's her boyfriend's birthday.
It's birthday, Adam. Happy birthday, Adam.
Your birthday comes but once a year. Enjoy it.
So, yeah, we hope you have a really fun time. Please stop endlessly harassing us.
Yep, if you could. Quick heads up for everyone. If you email us 50 times about the same thing, we're not getting back to you.
But hey, we'll make an exception to this
That's right.
case.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I do admire the
Seems like a
commitment.
bit of fun.
It seems like a bit of fun. Yeah. Okay. Mason, wrap us up.
If you want to email us 50 times,
Don't.
but you can get us on Facebook and Weekly Planet Pod on Facebook and Twitter and Gmail and Bandcamp. I'm at Wikipedia Brown on Twitter.
I'm at Mr. Sunday Movies. Got some stuff that we were in this week. You'll find linked below.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/Mr. Sunday Movies. If you want to chuck in a buck, hashtag chuck in a buck.
Yeah. I mean,
That hashtag is not caught on. Just
No,
to be
it
clear.
will.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
it doesn't even seem like it's a link to us.
Yeah.
But it'll
That's
be fine.
true. I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah.
What if we search chuck in a buck and it's something horrible?
Some kind of chicken competition. I don't know.
A chicken competition, precisely, yeah.
It's buck. That's the noise they make.
Oh, I see, right.
I couldn't think of... It's really hot in this room.
It's surprisingly hot, isn't it? And we've been here for longer than the average amount of time.
Yeah, because we had to do 20 minutes of the same stuff that we already talked about. So keep going.
We've also got an Amazon affiliate link in that episode description. Just click on that. You want to buy something on Amazon.
Yep.
We're going to kick back.
I've got a live action video coming up this week promoting a Star Wars product, which has been an absolute nightmare to make.
Terrific.
But I'll talk about more of that next week.
Does it look like you're having a good time?
Yeah, well, I'll talk about it next week.
Maintain the illusion.
The actual filming of it was great because I did it at Stupid Odd Studios with Evan and Matt Stewart, who were awesome dudes. Mm-hmm. But anyway, sorry. That's it.
That's it. We've got some teas on tpublic.com. You might have a new design. You're building
I did
yourself.
the Justice League one. Yeah. So you probably won't buy it.
I'm not going to buy it.
Not
no.
you. I just mean anybody.
All right. It looks nice.
Thanks.
You made it yourself with the Photoshop.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see what else. Thank you to The Brute and The Basilisk and Rackham for all our themes. Thank you to everybody who listens.
Yeah.
If you have opinions about Justice League, let me know.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, the Planet Broadcasting Great Mates Facebook group, Going Great Guns. It's currently got 3,000 members.
Wowee.
And 4,000 threads about Justice League.
Wowee.
Wowee is right.
Yeah, I think Levins got sick of that, didn't he?
He sure did. He's cracking down. He's cracking the whip.
Bloody Levins. He's gone mad with power.
I think so.
No, but it's a good group though. It's genuinely... No, it is not generally. It is very positive and very welcoming. So,
that's what I like about it. It's really good.
And if it turns away from that at any point, I'm shutting it down.
The internet doesn't have to be a garbage fire, people.
Exactly, yeah.
But go to planetbcasting.com for all our other mates.
That's right,
It's
exactly.
pretty good.
Next week, bit of Punisher, but maybe we can talk about like what we'd like to see Because I know Hey Fam, we're going to do a DC fixing episode.
Oh yeah, okay. So you're saying we should
steal
swoop
their
in and
idea.
steal their idea? Terrific.
I know, maybe not that exactly, but I don't know. I want to do something about this universe and where have they gone wrong.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay, a little retrospective.
Yeah, maybe we need to...
Let's do a funeral for the DC
Yeah.
extended universe.
Maybe we need to leave a bit of breathing space, though, because we just did this.
Yeah.
Maybe we just...
Maybe we should watch Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh, yeah. I heard it's fine.
Me too.
Okay.
We have to stop giving Johnny Depp money though.
I have never given Johnny Depp any money.
Okay.
Yeah. And I never will. I've paid for some of his movies.
Absolutely, we all have.
All right. See you next week.
Grab that gem, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Flick, what are you doing here?
I just broke into your home.
This is our podcasting space, and you're not. And now you're in the show, and you've ruined it. No.
New character for the show. I love it.
Yeah, no, I just walked into your door was open.
This podcast is part of the Planet Broadcasting Network.
Visit planetbcasting.com for more podcasts from our great mates. I mean, if you want. It's up to you.